Hello and welcome to the Super Basement Bro Show. I'm Connor and I'm joined by my co-hosts Tanner and Hasten.
Hello!
As we set up the set still. We got a good show for you guys planned this week. We're doing a bit more of a topical news-based kind of thing. Recent announcements in the entertainment world. We are an entertainment podcast, so we love stuff like movies, video games, and all that. So we hope
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy the ride. We're gonna go ahead and just we're mixing it up a bit. We're gonna go ahead and just start right onto our first major news thing. I think this will be like the title of this episode. But I wanted to talk to you guys about Universal theme parks actually, because they recently just announced a third park. So
Magic World.
No, Epic Universes.
Oh, okay.
Not even close.
Universal, like
yeah.
the actual. Okay.
So in Universal
It's a
Studios
Universal
in Florida, they have Universal Studios, and then they have Isles of Adventure. I think.
Yes.
And they're basically equivalent to like Disneyland and California Adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just announced a third one, so it's going to be called Epic Universes. I'm going to pull up the planned concept art right now. They have like a concept art, and a lot of people are theorizing what the parks will be.
This one will be the coolest one yet.
I think so too, especially because it sounds like this one will be the one to host and hold the Nintendo World, which is really cool.
And then the new Harry Potter expansion.
Yeah, which is supposed to be Fantastic Beasts themed.
Yes.
So I'm going to pull this up real fast. And I just want to get your guys' kind of thoughts on this because it seems really cool. What are your guys' kind of baseline thoughts on Universal as a theme park in general?
I've never been.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I could have swore you've been once.
I
but
have
guess
never
not.
been. So next time we go, I want to go
Plus,
there.
and I think if you had been, it'd been in the past before when they like didn't have Harry Potter
I've
World
never
or
gone.
anything. So,
Well, what about you then, Tanner?
I actually I don't know because we went to Universal a long time ago before they had Harry Potter World, in California. And it's pretty disappointing without Harry Potter World, in my opinion. There's not much reason to go.
The studio tour is the best part.
Yeah, at least in California, because that's not in Florida.
Yeah.
But then when we went to Universal...
Or I think they might have something like it, but it's not a real
Yeah.
studio tour because it's not California.
Yeah.
So.
But then when we went to the one in Florida, that was when it started. I was like, okay, this is actually cool, because they already had Harry Potter World built. But, yeah, I think overall, it's gotten better, and it's no competition with Disneyland. Like, nobody's like, oh, let's go to Universal instead of Disneyland. I like Universal better. Like, I bet that amount of people is really small.
Yeah, I think the Florida Universal is definitely more worth your while. There's definitely more to do. Like, I actually had a great time in the Florida Universal parks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you with the California one. The California one's great for the studio tour, but other than that, there's not a whole lot of bang for your buck, I don't think.
No, I mean, you got like the...
nowadays maybe, because they announced there is the Harry Potter World there. Not
Yeah.
Diagon Alley, but just the Hogsmeade with Hogwarts and stuff.
Yeah.
But
you do got like the Mummy ride, which was cool, and like the whole Mummy area, like that was a cool. Like those were
what area?
in Universal.
I know what area?
The Mummy ride.
Mummy ride. I thought you said the Mamma Mia ride.
The Mamma Mia ride.
I was like, they made a ride.
They just sing
after
the
that?
whole thing.
Yeah, I was
What?
like-
That sounds terrible.
yeah, it was
No, yeah, the
Interesting
Mummy
choice.
ride was like really cool. But like other than that,
Mummy ride's really cool.
yeah, like you're
Yeah.
not gonna go for one ride.
I agree. But to give you guys an idea, in Universal Studios in Florida, Harry Potter wise, you have the Harry Potter Hogsmeade and Isles of Adventure, and then in the official Universal Studios, they have Diagon Alley, which was made a few years ago. But as of right now, this is what people are theorizing. I'll show you guys the concept art. So they released this concept art, but they don't have these names. People put them there assuming based on
it's
what the
the
concept art
Nintendo
looks like.
World.
Yeah, so the biggest one here is Super Nintendo World, which we know is confirmed. That is coming. It sounds like it's going to be coming, I believe, 2021. So a couple years from now is when it's slated. It's opening in Japan first at the Universal there, and then coming to America after that. And the cool thing is, I think we're getting
Come
it
to Japan
in both,
with me.
I think we're getting it in Florida and California, which is cool. But first to Florida, I believe.
Okay.
And what's cool about this is they have the Super Nintendo area, which... Have you guys seen the trailer? It's actually really
I've seen
cool.
the trailer for the Japan one.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be for all of them in general, kind of. But there's like the Mario area, which is like their main one. Like the main Nintendo Land is going to be Mario themed.
Donkey Jungle.
As of right now, there's rumored to be a Mario Kart ride, which would be cool, inside Bowser's Castle. A Yoshi ride, which is supposed to be more kiddie, and it's like kind of like Haunted Mansion, where you can kind of just get on and it keeps going. Mm-hmm. And then there's one other one. I can't remember what it is. Do you remember?
Well, they have the Donkey Kong area.
Well, so the Donkey Kong Land is interesting because there's supposed to be a connected area to Super Nintendo World that's called DK Country or Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
And this was rumored to have been canceled, actually. But on this concept art, it looks like it's still here. Which is weird because there was a ton of rumors this last year or something that got scrapped because of time and just they were worried it wouldn't be that popular. But it's on the concept art from what it looks like, so a lot of people are thinking it's maybe back, which would be cool. And that one's supposed to feature a minecart ride, which would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Classic Donkey Kong, the minecarts.
I don't know about you guys, but I'd be really pumped for the Super Nintendo World. I'm looking forward
dude, that would be so sick.
I mean, it's confirmed 100%. It's legit, but I'm looking forward to
actually going there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. And seeing all the merch and how they handle that. Then going around here, if you guys want to look this up, you can kind of look up the Epic Universe concept art and people where they've labeled the sites. Up above that, there's supposed to be a Universal Studios Monsters, which is like the classic monsters, like Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy.
That'd be cool.
I bet that's gonna be a popular one for October.
Yeah, for sure. And Universal is quite known for their what do you call them? The Halloween Horror Nights, whatever. They do them every single year. What are you looking at there?
I don't know. That's a fake Nintendo.
Yeah, that's not it. But anyway, then we got the on-site Anchor Hotel, which is rumored, and that's toward the back, which is like a hotel in the park. Then we got the Fantastic Beastland, which is supposed to be like, I think in Paris or New York, one of the two, with like a bunch of creatures from Fantastic Beasts, which sounds pretty cool. Then this is weird.
They're going to do some genetic modification to all these animals and make creatures that are real.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down to see that.
Trees that speak.
That'd be freaking awesome, actually.
Then this one's interesting because then we have How to Train Your Dragon below that, which I think it's a little weird that they'd have a How to Train Your Dragon land right next to a Fantastic Beast land because they're both about like dragons kind of and like beasts. I don't know. It's just a little weird. And I also
I don't think How to Train Your Dragon is big enough.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I like How to Train
Your Dragon. I
Dragon.
get it. It's big.
Well, no, you think about it like...
There's 4 movies.
If they have connections with
three.
DreamWorks, which they do, like, how do they not have, like, a Shrek land? I feel like they could do a Shrek land so much better. No, because, like, no joke. Like,
it's a meme now.
I'm Shrek!
No, but, like, it would
Get out my swamp!
But it'd be like a fairy tale area.
Yeah.
Like, they could have fairy tale stuff. Because, like, that's kind of like what Disneyland has. Disneyland has all the fairy tales.
I mean, I agree with you that I think it's an age thing, though. Shrek was bigger when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, Shrek's not big anymore. The last Shrek movie was almost 10 years ago, which is crazy. I think it was 2010.
What the frick?
Yeah.
We're dying.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, like, I don't think Shrek has the relevance it used to. It's really... Shrek's just a meme now. So, it's like...
Shrek is love.
Shrek is life.
Shrek is life.
Exactly. So, I think... If you think about it, How to Train Your Dragon's probably a more popular IP nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would rather have a Shrek land too, honestly. That'd actually be kind of cool. And have just All-Star blasting.
I don't know. Like, because with all the IPs they have, like, if they're partnered up with DreamWorks, Illumination, Blue Sky, like, they have so much more they could do with, like, a land.
Me.
Yeah.
There is a Despicable Me ride in
is there?
Universal Studios. Yeah. So they have that, but not a land. It's just weird How to Train Your Dragon's getting an entire land.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a ride, I could see that.
It'd be cool if it's, like, Burke, though. Like
that's what it looks like.
It's gonna be like the Toontown land in Disneyland.
But like
it's
Viking
like,
themes.
There's not gonna be like anybody goes there.
It's like the stepchild.
Yeah, people are also theorizing like how many rides are gonna be in each land, and I think most people are assuming there's only gonna be one in How to Train Your Dragon. So if that's the case, then it would be, like you said, more of like a Toontown where there is one ride, but it's more of just like visually to go see it.
I think that'd be actually kind of cool though if they didn't have a lot of rides. If it was more like the visuals, like the Viking
towns.
Yeah, like
it does look cool. Like Burke is really cool. So if they
could have like a bunch of. Like,
if you look at the concept art here, there's a lot of water, like a big body of water, and then like bridges and stuff like that. So it could be really cool looking. But that's probably the one I'm least excited for. But Super Nintendo World, I'm freaking jazzed for it. There was a rumor a while back that they were considering a Luigi's Mansion ride, which would be crazy if they actually.
Well, because they already have the Luigi's Mansion arcade game.
Yeah,
they could do something like that, where it's like the Toy Story, or it's like the screens.
And one thing Universal loves to do, is the 3D VR type stuff, like the augmented reality.
90% of Universal's rides are the screen, where it's not actual stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's a screen. And then you're like looking at the screen,
and it like takes you around. Like
you
there's
around.
a Transformers ride that is like entirely screen based.
Yeah,
I got so sick
even
of
the
it.
new King Kong ride. We were like super excited because they had this King Kong Skull Island or whatever. We get on there and the waiting line was sick. They had like this animatronic like and it was all dark and stuff. And then when you got on the ride, it was just a screen.
Yeah,
and until the very end, there was a giant King Kong, but that's it.
Ride wise for Universal is very hit or miss for me. Like there's some that I love, like Mummy. There's not any screens.
The reason why
or
it was made during that time when like those screen rides weren't big. So they made one that was like a Disneyland ride.
Yeah, they're going through a phase where it's just all screens. I'm hoping that for Nintendo World it's not like that, because
the cart ride has to be real carts.
Yeah.
Like
the thing is though, is like
It's not
how are
gonna
they
be.
going to do it? How are they going to do this?
You'll sit down in front of a cart. And then
the screen turns on.
Have you seen the
Mario
Tron
Kart?
ride in Disneyland?
Yeah,
Paris
Tokyo.
or Tokyo. It's screens.
Well, no,
You get on the thing and it's a screen.
It's a track.
It's a track.
No, what am I thinking?
It's a roller
about?
coaster.
I don't know.
You're thinking something else, but Tron's
one of the
Tron's
rides
looks
actually
awesome.
and it's coming to Florida.
Oh,
which
is
is
it?
awesome.
One
yeah.
of the rides in one of the Disneylands is like you get on like a cart thing, and there's an individual screen in front of each of the carts, and you're basically controlling it like a game, like that. I could imagine that being like the.
You're
Mario
sitting
Kart
in
one.
front of the entire line.
Yeah, that would be really disappointing. I feel like it has to be
be
track
funny.
based. I believe there was rumors that it's supposed to be like a combination of real physical and then augmented reality, to where there's some sort of like display HUD in front of you that's like around you.
Oh,
like
you're throwing stuff.
Yeah, and then
Like
you can press stuff and you see it shoot out toward another cart, but it's not really there. It's just augmented reality.
I really hope it's not like as much as I hated the King Kong ride, because like
was really
it's literally like it's very obvious you're in a like a Jeep and it's on a track, which is cool, but then there's two giant screens on your sides, and you can so obviously tell they're screens, and you can see in front of you that
I
nothing.
think there's even a point in the ride where you're not moving anymore, like physically. It's just the screens are moving to make you feel like you're moving,
and it's like
it's so annoying.
because imagine you're on like a Mario
takes you
Kart
out of it.
and you get to choose your cart, and it's super dope, and it like lets you have Bowser's cart or whatever, and then you're on it, and there's just two screens on your sides going,
And you're literally just playing Mario Kart.
boom.
Yeah.
No, you're not even playing Mario Kart. It's just going boom, and then Mario, and everybody's like woohoo, like on your side, and then you're just like,
It's too bad too, because
what is this?
Like the King Kong rides line is one of the coolest lines there are.
Over
It sets it
Disneyland.
up so cool. I was so pumped. Like you're going through it and it's like dark and like there's fog and there's
And
like all these
the
experiments.
torches will like dim, and then they'll like brighten up. And then
Yeah, and there's
they'll
like
dim.
cannibals on there too. Like they have
There's-
actual people that
they-
pop out at you.
Yeah, they have. It was like
creepy.
Nightmare on 13th. Like in the waiting line, they have like people pop out of holes, like oh. So
Yeah.
it's like half horror. Like that was something revolutionary.
It was super cool, and then you get on
Yeah.
it, and it's like mostly screen based, and it kind of ruined it for me.
It really
Like, do you
the
know how
coolest
cool it would
part-
have been if, like, I know it would have been super expensive, but a giant King Kong animatronic?
They did. Remember at the very
something?
end, they had half of a King Kong animatronic, like a giant one, and it was cool.
I don't
Remember at
remember.
the very end, they have a giant King Kong,
Huh?
and like that was cool. But if they would have just had that throughout the ride,
Yeah.
like
And I get
60 King Kongs.
Yeah, exactly. And I get
Just
that
like
like
one or two.
animatronics are more expensive, but I think it would be worth it. I think it would make the difference, you know. Because
Well, that's one thing I have to give respect to like Disneyland for, is because like even I've watched like the rides of like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Tokyo. It's completely different from Pirates that we know. It's got like
Oh,
Davy
it's insane.
Jones
Yeah,
animatronic
he's, like, playing the piano. It's
and they're
super
like
cool.
moving around. There's no screens. I think if there is, it's just like of water like falling and stuff.
Well, there's that one that's like a mist that before you go down in Disneyland. That's like the mist with, Davy Jones,
With the
or
Davy
face.
That's like the
on the
closest
face.
thing Disneyland has to screens.
To screens, yeah, and I know like I have heard that a lot of the rides in the newer locations, like at Galaxy's Edge, are screens, which sucks because I really hope that's not the direction that these theme parks.
Although,
are
like
going.
one of my favorite rides last time we went was Disney's Screamin', not Screamin'.
Soarin'.
Soarin'
Soarin'.
over the world.
See,
Yeah.
but that's I
Soarin's
feel like that's
awesome.
And the
different
change was awesome.
And
for it.
Soren's like built for that.
for that reason.
I mean, I don't know. Like
Okay,
Soren's
it's
own
different
thing.
because it's like one giant screen and the thing moves and you're flying. You know, like that's I feel like that's different because it doesn't have a theme. Soarin' would suck if it was like Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And you're like on a broomstick. It's like, why not just?
Because
make
if
an
they
actual
announce like
Harry
Super
Potter?
Nintendo World, for the rides, I'm thinking I'm getting excited for them. But if I show up to them and they're just like all screens, I'm gonna be like,
you're gonna be like, as stupid as it sounds, I know it's not, but it sounds lazy. It's like you can't just build a real ride. Like you have to just use the screens.
yeah. In a way, it almost is like I could just do this in
At home.
VR.
Yeah.
Like
Or you could build that same experience at home. You get that same video they played for you and just get on a box. And
and then just move yourself. Be like, whoa,
I'm in Disneyland. Like. Yeah.
I don't know though, because that Soarin' World, it has smells. It has.
True.
See, that's what I mean.
The whole thing moves.
See, that's why
It
Soarin's
moves when
different.
you're going over stuff.
Soarin's
I
different
think
because
moves anyway.
it
Maybe
does.
doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know why Soarin's different. I can't explain it. I think it's because it's not themed. I think
the reason why it's different is because it's really like the only one in Disneyland. Like they don't overdo it. Like Universal is like every single ride is like that, but without the smells, without like the love. Like Disneyland adds an extra level of love. Like there's no smells on the Universal rides. There's no like I don't know. Like you're not like flying.
Well, and not only that, like in order to get the real version of Soarin', you have to actually go fly across those countries. Like it's different. It's impossible to do something real like that, Like with Harry Potter, it's disappointing when the main Hogwarts ride is a screen, for most of the ride.
One thing Universal does so well though is their queues, because the queue for the Hogwarts ride
my gosh,
is like
yeah.
the best part.
They
of the
blow
ride.
it out of the park. Like it rivals Disneyland, if not sometimes better.
It's better.
Like, it's
in some ways,
nuts.
for sure.
Like, but it really disappoints because I feel like they hold their queues to a standard. They're like, okay, the queue has to be worth it.
Well, and
sometimes even like the Transformers ride, they have like screens that will like talk to you.
Well, and it's cool because it actually makes one of the biggest complaints about theme parks in general is waiting in line. Like people hate waiting in line, and Disneyland's lines sometimes are atrociously long.
Yes.
To where it's like at least there's a couple in Disneyland that are awesome. Like Indiana Jones is an awesome wait.
Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion is an awesome wait. But then you have some that are like the ones in Fantasyland where you're just waiting in like a generic line.
Yeah.
And it's like in Universal for the most part, a lot of their rides you have this awesome queue. Like I said, the Hogwarts queue is better than the ride itself.
It's awesome.
It's so cool.
And I think it's because a lot like Indiana Jones, they built Indiana Jones for the queue. If you notice the entire building, because if there's no line, you have to walk through forever of like
it's so
long.
Yeah, because
it does take forever.
They built it for the intent that people would be waiting in line, and they wanted it to look cool. Because most of these other lines, like Peter Pan, right? If there's no line, it's easy. You just get right on the ride. But the line sucks. It's just metal bars, and there's nothing to look at. It's kind of like what you see at like a fair or something. Because they weren't intending so many people to be waiting in line all the time. But these other rides that they're building for the line, like the Hogwarts line, is just like Indiana Jones. If there was no line, you'd be walking through all of Hogwarts for like a freaking hour.
Yeah, and it's like even I remember when we went to the ride. Like I think our mom didn't want to ride the ride because it would make her sick. And so she just went in the line.
Oh, yeah, and then she left after.
Yeah, just walked through the line. It was totally worth it. Because, like, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you get to be in Hogwarts.
I mean, they even have a section where you come up to one of the classrooms. Mm-hmm. And it's got the full classroom built. And they have these little tiny, like, glass panes that were the holograms of the characters. Yeah. The actual actors come out and they're like...
Yeah, they have Daniel Radcliffe,
hey guys,
Watson, like, Rupert Grint.
And then they, like, do a spell and it would, like, show... Like, so that when you're waiting in line, you're not freaking like... Oh, it's like you're watching a show. It's cool.
It's super cool. And then they have the part with Dumbledore too, like in his office. Yeah. Like you go through. Like there's so many cool elements to that queue.
Yeah. And like when you're walking through the staircase and the paintings are talking to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's way cool. That would be cool to see if Super Nintendo World can do something like that. Like imagine you go into Bowser's Castle for the Mario Kart ride. It might be kind of dumb, but what if they just had like Mario Kart 8, like switches or something you could just play while you wait or something?
Or like not even that, like
McDonald's style, like back in the day.
Yeah, they could even have like as weird as it sounds, like the glass cases like in the things with like actual like holograms of like the enemies in the game.
Yeah, or just like cool things in general, like having like cases, like display cases of like Bowser's shell,
Mario's hat,
yeah, just cool things to look at.
Stuff from the different games, like that'd be sick, you know.
That'd be awesome.
And cool music playing, and like, yeah.
Yeah, in the Monsters Land, they could do a bunch of cool stuff with that, too. Like, they could totally haunted house theme it, for all the queues. And if they had, like, an awesome haunted house ride, that'd be really cool, too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, those haunted house rides usually suck.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the best one out of all of them is probably, like, Haunted Mansion. And that's not even considered the same thing.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion is amazing. Yeah, Haunted Mansion is a dark ride, and it's scary, but it's family friendly scary.
Yeah.
It's not in the same
Because
way.
you like something we have locally is like Lagoon.
Lagoon.
Both of they suck. Like, of course, for like little
I mean, they
kids,
don't
they're
suck, but they're not
what,
like.
What I mean is
they're
like
not in the
as
same
far as
level,
scariness,
for sure.
like because like production value, they're pretty good. Like as far as like it can be
For a local thing, yeah.
But for like little kids, it's scary. For like, but it's not like because like Haunted Mansion still has some parts that are like I still get like freaking like oh like shoot that's kind of scary, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Anything else you guys want to say about Epic Universe coming to Universal Studios?
I just hope they do Mario Land right because or Super Nintendo Land.
I'm pumped for Super Nintendo.
That'd be so
World.
sick.
Like I am actually super pumped.
Like I can
Can't
just
wait.
picture because Nintendo has always been like on par with like Disney as far as like the cool stuff.
Yeah, we talked about this in the past. Like Nintendo is the gaming Disney.
Yeah.
Like for sure.
And like its world that it has, especially like Mario's world, the colorfulness is perfect for a theme park.
I'm so happy too to see Nintendo actually cooperating with other companies to
And
do
not
stuff
being,
like
yeah,
this
stingy.
because they're usually super protective of their IP. And now they're doing a theme park and they're doing a movie. We'll see. I'm worried about the movie, but like the theme
I
park.
feel like that's why they called
excited for
it Super Nintendo Land. They didn't want to call it Mario or
Super
anything.
Mario
They're like,
World.
Nintendo, it's ours.
Yeah.
But
And one last thing I forgot to mention. There's also supposed to be this roller coaster here that's supposed to be a dueling race roller coaster, which is kind of cool. And it's like two roller coasters side by side. You pick which one you want to go on.
Like the Cars one?
Yeah, exactly. But they're dragons, and you're going on like a race or something.
that's kind of cool.
And it's like it's like in between, from what I understand, How to Train Your Dragon and Fantastic Beasts.
So that'd be
like,
perfect. You
maybe
got How to
one
Train
of
a
each.
Dragon,
Yeah.
and then a Fantastic Beast Dragon.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Next thing I want to talk about is the No Man's Sky Beyond update, which we were mentioning
Big
a little
transition.
bit before this, which is a VR update. I don't know too much about this, and nor do I care too much about No Man's Sky. But Tanner, I know you were saying you were a little interested in.
Yeah,
No
I
Man's
don't
Sky.
know like everything about it, but I have seen like what they've offered. It looks really cool because it's finally what No Man's Sky had in the past. What they had promised is like coming to fruition. There's like 16 to 32 players. There's VR updates. There's new animals, new aliens. You can also ride mounts. Like you can tame an animal.
There's a social
and then
space
ride
now.
it. There's a social space now, finally, which they said there was one in the first game,
Multiplayer missions.
which wasn't true.
Cooler aliens.
The biggest
Is
thing
that
they're
really what?
Yeah.
the biggest thing they're going for in this is to make sure you know there's multiplayer, because that was one of the biggest promises or thoughts that everyone had of the first one that was not true. Because remember how it was like a big deal when one player actually found another player in the game and he was invisible and it wasn't even
Yeah, you couldn't
Oh,
even see
really?
him.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything with him.
it's insane. So like they're finally allowing it to be the social game, the open world. What's the word? It's like open social. It's kind of like what Destiny is. Destiny is always online. You'll always see somebody else. If you go onto Earth, you'll see somebody else most likely. You know, like that's what it's finally becoming, which is it's good for it because I played No Man's Sky a little bit when like the demos came out and the
Oh,
trials.
that's this Wednesday.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's my type of game. Like it's pretty monotonous. You kind of just like farm and get a lot of materials, and you build a better ship, and you go to more galaxies, and it's cool like variety. But it gets so stale and boring because you're alone in this universe, you know. And they claim there's so much aliens, but there's not. I like that they talk about the aliens, how they say there's gonna be more. There's cooler ones. You can actually ride them
You
because
could do all this in VR.
in VR, which would be
That
cool.
is kind of cool.
It will be
The world
cool.
looks pretty.
Yeah.
Like, the graphics are really good. And I hope it's on PlayStation VR, because that's the
I'm
only
sure
one
it
I
will.
have.
Yeah, I
But
mean, it's probably going to be Oculus, PlayStation. They'll probably announce the PlayStation one later, though. It'll probably come out for Oculus only, and then PlayStation will be announced later. I'm sure. I mean,
Oh, no, wait. That was in the end. It was PlayStation VR. At
Oh, it
the
did?
end.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he took off the headset.
what I am still curious about is, from what I've heard, it sounds like a DLC and not its own game.
It's not its own game.
Okay.
Is it a free update?
I don't
Does
know
it
if
say
it's
on their
free.
site?
Well,
That's
no,
a good question.
that's one thing that a lot of people seem to be confused about because we don't know exactly.
Because I feel like all games are kind of just doing free updates now, which
Well,
I
yeah.
like. I like
Yeah,
that there's
it's
not
awesome.
season
Yeah.
content anymore, and you buy the game for $60, and then you get free updates. You know what I mean? Instead of paying more for.
Yeah,
It is
because
true,
this is
Because
one
a lot
thing.
of
and you
times when
can't-
these games do come out, like No Man's Sky did,
they're
they're
incomplete.
trash.
They're trash.
They're not.
Oh, yeah,
done.
they're terrible.
They're bad. You know what I mean?
Well,
See,
that's
No
the
Man's
thing
Sky
is,
would
like-
have benefited from coming out as a free-to-play game.
Yeah,
And
no,
then
for sure. And the
releasing
thing is
DLC
if developers
because-
were more honest about where they're at in development, like for example, No Man's Sky came out, they presented it as a completed, fully functioning game, which it wasn't
for $60.
For $60,
and not only that, they claimed it was almost illegal what they did because they claimed so many things were in the game that weren't.
Yeah,
like the creator himself in interviews.
Like, can you imagine if they would have presented that game as like, hey, listen, guys. This game we are building a universe here. It's going to take years. We will be supporting this game. No Man's Sky came out, 2016?
It's been
game. 3 years.
It's an old game.
And, like, they're still supporting this game. If they would have made this clear from the beginning, being like, hey, guys, we're planning to support this game for
But if you want to support it
from
now on, from right now, like, you can, yeah. Like
we got some singing going upstairs if you guys can hear that. But, yeah, like, if they would have just promoted that from the beginning, like, guess what? This freaking singing is so distracting.
It sounds like Boo on Monsters Inc. Like, Musty face, happy face.
But yeah, it totally does. Like in the bathroom, in the gym, or locker room. Yeah. But anyway, if they would have presented it from that from the beginning, people would have been much more understanding of when they got the game and been like, I get it. It's not finished yet, but we're going to get a finished game. We're going to get a bunch of new content that's free. Because here's the thing. Like Hasten was mentioning, there's a lot of games that come out at a $60 price point that are unfinished games. And then they release content. Yeah.
Fallout 76.
Later on.
Well, like, you look at these games, okay, like, for example, we always bring it up, but, like, we talked about this a little bit before. Fortnite. When Fortnite came out, I remember me and Hasten used to play it. There were so many, like, glitches and bugs and stupid shiz that happen. But here's the thing. When it's a game that's free to play or it's beta access or whatever, right? You forgive it because you're like, okay, this isn't a full game. I didn't even pay for it. I'm going to forgive it. If No Man's Sky came out as a free to play game and they're like, this is early access, like Fortnite still is, you know, it's not, but like, they could say that. That way people would forgive it for being stale, boring, maybe have a lot of glitches, not have all the content. Because people would be like, okay, this is fine because I didn't pay for this.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the way that you present your game. Because even like Fallout 76 and Anthem, which they needed to be more complete than they were. They should have delayed them. But if they would have presented like, hey guys, we know this game isn't quite finished yet. We are planning to support this game for the next 2 years or whatever with free updates every other month. If you guys are willing to
Even
pay...
if they released it at like $20.
Yeah.
Instead of 60.
Yeah.
And then did free updates.
Well, no,
or small
or even at least had a roadmap of what their plan was.
Because Anthem did, but they didn't follow it.
But, they gave up.
But here's the problem. Anthem didn't until a couple months after it was released. So if you bought it at release, you felt
No, they had it a couple weeks after. And a couple weeks after.
That's what I mean. Is after release. Because if you bought it at release like I did, within the first few days, I was so disappointed, and I tried to look up. There was no plans for DLC, nothing, updates, until, of course,
BioWare is in a rough spot because they did this exact same thing with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, they literally said there was going to be, like, this massive season pass thing or style type thing. Never came out with it, ended up unsupporting the game. Now they're doing the same thing with Anthem. It makes you worry.
It's the same pattern. Like,
it's so crazy because I remember when BioWare was, like, considered one of the best.
Oh, they were, yeah. Like
they're making Mass Effect.
Mass Effect 3, you looked at it and they're like, they were on par with like Rocksteady and like Naughty
like at the
Dog.
Game Awards every year, they were always nominated for like best developer and stuff. It's like crazy how much that's changed.
Well, and to be honest, we all know it's because of EA.
Yeah,
once EA
really
got them, like, look, as sucky as it sounds, Bungie,
EA destroys companies.
They do. They destroy them. And you know who's starting to do it too is Activision.
Because
Bungie released. They do this week at Bungie every Thursday. They released one a couple weeks ago talking about their relationship with Activision and how it made the game so toxic. Like, they literally were forced. They were like, if you do not have this update by Christmas, we're laying all of you off. Like, they were like threatening them. They're like, you better do all these microtransactions. You better do all this crap. And like Bungie has,
I just picture like a logo of Activision, just like you better do, like holding a gun or something.
Better do it.
But like, of course now Bungie, and of course now Bungie does microtransactions because they're their own company and they have to because they can't afford it. Especially now that they're making their game free to play. A lot of people were complaining because they're like, Bungie, you're making so many microtransactions because they like recently increased it, but it's because the game's gonna be free to play in a month. Like, you got to give them some slack now because
they should be waiting till it is free to play.
Oh yeah, they should be, but at the same time, it's like they're gonna have to make some money somehow. Especially since they're their own developer now, they don't have a publisher to help them with money. They need something, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are they making anything other than Destiny? Do they have any
Right
other
now,
IPs?
yeah. So Bungie is trying to become more like a Bethesda, where they have like companies under them, like separate
Seems like a
games
big
being
move to
made.
try and make right now after going solo. Just so
It is. I mean, but that's why they did it. It's because they were already planning on doing that in the first place. They did say when they first announced their like departure that they were working on some other like IPs right now, but they're early in development, like way early. Like they're still working on like what the IP even is. So it's like 10 years down the road. But like to know that they're going to become more like a Bethesda or like a Steam, like Valve, like because those kind of companies like Bethesda makes 4 games a year, like they don't make that one like Bungie does. So
anyway, No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky
coming out sometime.
Yeah, I don't. Did you ever find out if it's free to play?
It's this Wednesday. It's like August.
Oh, it's soon.
15th.
It's that soon. Wow. Okay.
Did you ever find out if it's a free to update?
I couldn't find it either.
I couldn't either. Yeah.
It must be then. If they have no
You'd
price
think,
point,
like unless they're not saying anything, and then it's
unless
they're
they're
just like,
stupid
yeah,
and it,
it's like $50.
okay, that would be the stupidest thing. Or they're like, it's $40 for this DLC. Like they gotta release if it's DLC or not.
It should be free.
Yeah.
Next thing I wanted to talk about, actually, is I wanted to get your guys' thoughts and impressions on Call of Duty Modern Warfare's multiplayer reveal. Because we finally got the multiplayer reveal, and I think most of us are kind of in the same boat where we're a little disappointed, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
Any
it
other
really,
thoughts?
it reminds me because we've gone through this. We've gone through COD since Modern Warfare 3. We've seen every game come out. And this has that same
It's so
feeling
disappointing,
as
dude.
from
It looks just like
Black Ops
Ghost.
2 to Ghost.
Yeah.
It has that same exact thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, even when Black Ops 4 was announced, like the first week or so, I was like disappointed. But once they started showing stuff, I was already getting into it. Before the game even came out, I was looking at Black Ops 4 like, okay, this might actually come back. But like,
I thought when I bought Black Ops 4, I was like, I'm actually gonna like this game.
Yeah.
I think, and I do.
But like with Modern Warfare already, I'm like, I can tell. Like you can just tell. It looks just like Ghost in my opinion. Like
It doesn't look anything. You know what I miss is remember in the old Call of Duties when you kill someone and your score would pop up.
It would say like
really
100.
100.
Yeah.
It's like the meme now.
or
It's
like-
like the meme
or
now,
like-
like the hit marker, and you get the yellow 100.
Yeah, the hit markers used to be like much like you felt the hit
Yeah,
markers. They had way more guns than they did in this thing, which they're building it as if they have more guns with the gunsmith. Which I will admit, the gunsmith looks awesome.
It does look cool, but the thing is, it kind of looks like they took the
But I
pick
feel
10 system.
you know what I feel like is that these guns are going to be OP, like crazy.
yeah.
You could have 6 attachments on any gun.
Really?
Well, and look, here's the problem. It looks like the pick 10 system glorified. Like it looks like they just took what they've already had and just made it like seem like it's a much different thing, which it's not really, because like technically there was a gunsmith-esque thing in like Black Ops 3 where you could like customize a gun, but nobody ever used it because it's like it was too much work. You could just go into the menu and do it.
I've bought in every COD, so I'm sure I'll buy this one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm sure we
But
all will at one point.
Activision has me.
Honestly, it's one of those things though where like this one I'm not so sure about. Like I imagine I'll pick it up for Black Friday.
I'll probably wait for the reviews.
Yeah, like
but-
if the reviews are good, then I'll probably pick it up Black Friday. But I'm not planning to pick this up at launch anymore, which is super disappointing to me because when the whole
was so
rumors,
excited.
Yeah, the rumors earlier this year was Modern Warfare 4, guys,
like,
get ready.
let's go.
And I was like, that's awesome. We got Black Ops 4 last year, Modern Warfare 4 this year. Like, what a great. It's like repeating back from early 2010, 11,
When we
12.
were getting some good news as far as Call of Duty, because also Call of Duty Mobile, potentially Black Ops 5 next year, because Treyarch's working on it.
Yeah.
Like, we were getting tons of good Call of Duty news.
Yeah, and then like honestly, ever since they announced it was going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I was kind of like, okay, like that's
They're trying
fine,
something,
but I had a kind of a bad feeling about it, and then after seeing the multiplayer stuff, I was just kind of like, okay.
Well, and
like,
what bothers
it's
me
not
is
what I
like,
wanted.
this is a weird thing to say, but I miss when Call of Duties were unrealistically realistic.
Yeah, no,
Because they were realistic, but not fully.
No,
because in reality,
right.
you don't get these giant hit markers. Yellow stuff doesn't come up. There's not like tons of like noxious gas everywhere and all these kill markers. Like, but they're making it look like real.
They're making
war.
it too real. Like I hate
Yeah.
when it's looking like real war. Like,
And that's
the
a
truth
big-
is, people don't play Call of Duty games to simulate
Experience war.
like war.
No.
War simulator. Like
No,
nobody.
it's
wants
supposed to be just
actually-
like crazy.
It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, gameplay needs to be fun. And, like, not that the gameplay won't be fun, but it's just looking, like, visually, it looks so gray, dark,
dark, yeah.
dark. It's
For
like
me, it looks like World War II.
Look for it.
The World War II game. Because that was a big turnoff for me with the World War II game, is the trying too hard to make it real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because I love when Call of Duty just accepts that it's crazy. And that people just play it.
That's
for
why I
the
think
craziness.
Black Ops 4 did so well. They just accepted, you know what, we're going to have hero classes or whatever. You're going to select a hero like in Overwatch. And you're going to have...
And they're going to have crazy color.
You're going to have tons of crazy color schemes and like... Who knows? They might have that in this, but it just doesn't seem like it.
There's a sniper that 3D prints a bullet when you shoot it. It's like... Boom, you know, it's like something cool like that. But like they're trying to... They're like, it's normal guns, normal stuff. It's like...
That's the thing is, like, if they wanted, this game is going to have a campaign, right? That's, like, one of the big
You know what's
things
cool? The Type 95 is back.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That's
I watched
cool.
gameplay of the
Well,
Type
a lot of the
95.
game, even like the MP7.
Yeah, you get the MP7.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
That's
it's
cool.
you, like your AK-47, you take your buttstock off and you have the AK-74U. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a different...
So it changes guns.
It changes... All the guns are back in the game, but you have to figure out, like, which gun do I want, because I don't know how to, like...
I will say... I don't like the idea of them claiming there's so many weapons, though. Because have you seen the claim where they're like, 32 weapons or something? Like, no. It's like 12. And different attachments make it.
But the thing is if you do take off... Because the AK-47 and the AK-74 are completely
different. One's an SMG.
Because one's an SMG, one's a full assault rifle, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, like, what's it called? The main one, like the AR-15, like just an AR-15.
Yeah,
That thing can turn into any kind of gun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh no, yeah, I saw that one. It was the they were showing it. It was like, what is it called? It's the one that looks like an AR-15.
Yeah,
it's got like the weird thing, and then all they did was like they put the thing down, and it turned into a single shot, like duk 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 duk, and then they put it up and it was
a
full
sniper. Yeah, because they can do a lot of different stuff with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I just wish, like, this game's going to have a campaign, which is, they're bringing back the campaign, which people somewhat kind of complained about from Black Ops 4, but not really.
Yeah.
Keep that realistic. You can keep that all realistic you want. Don't have the pretty
it's
colors.
It's been that way in the past.
Yeah, just like that. We expect that from a Call of Duty campaign. Great, you can keep it that way. Have it look as amazingly graphic as you want. Have it be this epic, dark story. But keep the multiplayer fun. Like, the multiplayer is supposed to be fun and crazy. Like... I don't think anyone plays the multiplayer to, like I said, simulate war or something. That's why I think World War II Call of Duty's multiplayer wasn't as popular. Like, it was just much more, like, grounded.
You look at all the big popular ones that have, like, the big multiplayers that have actually succeeded. You have Black Ops 2. Mm-hmm. That thing's crazy. You know what I mean? There's, like, it's crazy.
Well, and at the time, especially, it was a lot. It was
I mean,
crazy.
you could see through walls. You could, like,
I don't
know.
When they take the idea of a gun that already exists or something in the real world and then just, like...
I mean, they had a bacon for your
and just crazyify it just a little bit. That makes it that much better.
Yeah,
like
with Skrillex music.
Yeah. Well, and like I just mean everything, because like even like a ballistic knife, that's not real. That's not in real life. You can't. There's not a knife that shoots a knife out of it. You know, like. But that was crazy. It was crazy enough to make it to where it could be real, but it's not. You know, like to where they're stretching the limits, but they're not making it exactly like, because even Modern Warfare 3, right? Because even Modern Warfare 3 has, like, when you can, like, jump off of slums or whatever, hard hat, jump off, do a 360, and you land like, totally normal.
And, like, you have, like, in Black Ops 4, you got, like, Ruin, who freaking takes this pulse thing, jumps 20 feet in the air, and slams it down. Yeah. That's not realistic. No. I'm sorry, nobody does that in real life.
And, like,
but
have you seen in the trailers of, like, the people jumping? The jumping seems so clunky and realistic. Like, he jumps in, he, like, throws up his gun. He's
when they, like, go over, when you're vaulting and stuff over obstacles, it's like...
It looks like Rainbow Six.
The biggest thing for me is the recoil, right? So most Call of Duty, the recoil isn't crazy.
And it's not.
But then you go to Battlefield. I don't know if you guys have played Battlefield.
Oh, it's nuts.
But the recoil is like
more realistic.
Yeah. And
when it's mainly because the gun sway. Because the sight's pretty
the
just like
Call
of Duty.
But the gun's like you add the sway and it's like...
And of course, it just messes with your head and you can't aim.
And you can't hit anyone or anything. And that's how this one looks from what I'm seeing on the multiplayer. It's not like the ACR was or the MP7.
And even like the red dot sights are like so faded and like trying to look realistic, because red dot sights in real life aren't like this big red dot, like, you know, it's kind of faded. It's just like a thing in the middle, but it looks like so realistic and like you're trying to aim, you can't even really see where the person is, and I don't know.
It almost in some ways seems like they're trying to be too competitive with the modes, like, because there's the new 2v2 multiplayer mode, which I noticed they like did a big thing about and had like a bunch of esports players play it, and it's like I
don't
get
know
that.
how many
I get
people are
that
gonna be
people-
interested.
Yeah, I just don't know if like that's the right. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people love the esports competitiveness of COD, but like for the most part, I feel like COD's multiplayer is supposed to just be
90% of
crazy
people
fun.
don't look. Majority of people who play Call of Duty don't do it super competitively.
They do it for fun.
Yeah,
with
for
their
fun.
friends.
Yeah.
And they try to be good, but they're not freaking esports.
Like we were even talking
players.
about playing COD a couple months ago. We were just playing multiplayer matches super late, and we were like, at a certain point, we didn't even care like what our score. Like sometimes
We were
like,
dominating.
Yeah,
too.
we were dominating, and then but we were okay if like for a second we had to like check our phone for something real fast, and like we got shot.
When,
you know what I mean?
when was this?
We were playing like a couple months ago, like playing multiplayer.
When we played the new update?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it was like when the Horizon Drug map
No,
came
we
out
were
and stuff.
looking around the map and we're just like, oh wow.
And people kept shooting us.
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah,
Yeah.
shot. It's like I wasn't upset that I
No, and
died
yeah,
once.
it's the same reason that because Destiny came out with this mode like Trials of Osiris. That was kind of like the esports, the crazy competitive. It wasn't super successful because 10% of people played it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the other 90% of the game that doesn't want to try that hard. You know, like you even look like Fortnite, they have the comp mode and then they have normal mode. There's not a lot of people that play the comp mode. Apex has the same thing, comp mode and normal mode. Most players stick to the normal one because they don't want to sweat their balls off every time they play.
Especially
When
if you're not.
we drop into Apex games, we're trying to win.
Yeah.
But we're also having fun with the
We'll
characters.
Put,
and
we'll put
the-
double
you know
zip
what I mean?
lines in bunker and we'll
Yeah, it's just like with Black Ops 4
Drop
too.
traps
It's like,
everywhere. Trap myself in a building.
yeah, and like with Torque, it's like Torque's one of my favorite characters because he can be kind
Base
of a spam
up.
character sometimes.
Yeah.
I just Torque porting in, you know, and he's
Just drop Torque porting in, Torque porting in, Torque porting in.
Drop a bunch of stuff and like
Yeah.
that's part of the fun, and that's why actually one of my favorite additions to Black Ops 4 was like the idea of the hero class.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I-
awesome too.
Yeah.
They did really well with it.
It's almost weird to think about. So is Modern Warfare supposed to have that? Do we know?
No.
That's
it's
kind of
not.
weird, honestly. Now I almost feel like that has
and
to
you
be
auto
in
hill
COD.
now too.
And
you
it-
don't,
Oh,
you don't
really?
self-hill
It
anymore.
also looks like score streaks are a little different too. From what I've seen, like it's not the same. You don't just
Well, they're
get
kill
them-
streaks.
It
right?
could be kill streaks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how the Modern Warfare 3 was. You get
Yeah.
kills.
Oh yeah,
and you get
that's
points
that's
towards
right.
it.
Okay, I was gonna
Instead
say
of-
so
'cause,
from
like,
what I'd
Black
seen, it
Ops-
looks so weird.
The Black Ops series has all been score.
score.
streaks.
So like
get
if you
score,
build up score even from your UAV,
Yeah.
you'll get
your
okay
points.
Okay,
This is kill streaks, which I like both of them. Really,
Yeah,
I think
they're
they're
both-
great
they're
systems.
similar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm indifferent
If you're
about
if
that.
you're a like a objective player, I would say score streaks are better,
For sure,
obviously.
Absolutely.
But you still, if you capture C, you're gonna get a point towards your kill streak.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's Modern Warfare.
Well,
Honestly,
do we know what the next mode is though? Because they already said there's gonna be another mode, but we still don't. What
I
is it?
imagine it's not gonna be a.
It's not gonna be
battle royale.
zombies.
It won't be a battle royale.
No.
There's
Because-
rumors that there's going to be a free-to-play battle royale mode
Separately.
attached to Modern Warfare that's separate though. Like you don't have to buy Modern Warfare to play it, but it's based in the Modern Warfare.
Well, that'd be a good use to get see if you like the guns and the gameplay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
They should just make a okay, good. Because I hope they just make a baseline Call of Duty, without the Modern Warfare controls.
Because you're still gonna have campaign.
Yeah, just make like a baseline Call of Duty one, because then they can just continue to support it. Because like they can't just keep making a battle royale every single year. Like that's not
Yeah.
gonna work.
That's what I always thought they were
Battle
going to
royales
do.
work
I
if
thought they
you
would do
build 'em.
zombies or like the Spec Ops mode. I thought they'd
The
bring Spec Ops
survival.
Yeah.
back.
Are they
and
going to
then-
do that? Because that would be so cool.
I don't know.
That'd be sick.
But
Survival would
I
be
thought they
awesome.
would do Spec Ops campaign and multiplayer, just like the classic, because they're
Yeah.
just rebooting the series.
Well, they
you know
might
what
do Extinction, like with Ghost.
I hope they don't. Like nobody liked
I
Inception.
mean? Don't do
right?
anything that's Ghosts. Take this as far away from Ghosts as you can, because
Yeah, I
that's the
agree.
worst Call of Duty that's
But
ever
like
been
you
made.
look at Infinity War's like track record, right? You look at Ghost that had Extinction. Then you look at
And I take that back.
Advanced
Extinction
Warfare,
wasn't
or
bad, but it just
Infinite
wasn't
Warfare had
memorable.
zombies. Like they haven't done survival since Modern Warfare 3.
I think they're doing. I think it's going to be Spec Ops.
That'd be sick.
I hope so.
We loved that mode, dude. Basing up in
Just
the
trapping
in
up in
resistance.
I mean,
Resistance.
they even had like the campaign slivers. Do you remember like objective based missions that you can do? Co-op
Oh yeah,
or
like
something?
the
Oh,
the
yeah.
mission on the plane, where you're
Uh-huh.
like protecting
Yeah.
the president. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
because they had stuff like that. But
It'd be
made it
awesome if the
four-player.
whole campaign was
mission
Yeah.
based.
you know?
Yeah.
And
I
make
feel
it-
like you can't play, because I know we would love to do that. I know we would
Oh,
all
yeah.
love to do a single
yeah.
play, but what game can you play a whole campaign just with
Together.
your friends?
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty rare. And
Gears
when
of
they
War.
are, it's like
Halo.
It's like the only one,
And,
Halo.
and sometimes it's only like 2-player, like Resident Evil 5 and 6 you can, but it's only 2-player. You know, it's co-op.
And most of them, they don't naturally fit 2 players. Like, even Halo, to an extent, it's more built towards 1 players. Where when the second player he doesn't really do anything.
You kind of dominate.
Yeah, and the second player doesn't really do anything. The first player does all, like, the
Whereas
buttons.
Gears is built for 4 players.
Yeah, it is.
You always have 4 people with you. Or 2 split up.
Honestly, Gears and Resident Evil 5, I think, are 2 of the best, like, cooperative campaigns where, like, it helps to have 2 people. Like, the game feels better to have 2 people at least, or 3 or 4, you know, depending on which one you're playing. But yeah, Modern Warfare, I'm not sold on it, which is unfortunate.
I mean, we still got a couple months.
Yeah, who knows?
So, I need to go back and watch a little bit more gameplay, but from what I had seen, I'm just like, this is not.
It just
for
seems
me.
so.
Well, I don't like even like the starting out. How you're flying down in like a plane.
I kind of like that. I kind of like the cinematic drops.
Yeah, I don't mind
and
that.
the truck
drops.
drops.
I don't like the realistic, like, because I love games when they're realistic. When they're too realistic, though, it's a big turnoff for me.
And I know, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that like the army setting and like the army militia.
But if I want that, I can play Battlefield.
That's the thing, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Is it's like I don't play
Battlefield sucks.
Well, yeah, but
I don't play COD for the military army. Like, this is how it feels, you know, realistic style. You know,
and like as far as like the realistic like damage or like look of like moving. Rainbow Six. Have you ever played Rainbow Six Siege?
I wanted to. I'm hoping it comes to Game Pass.
Yeah. There was like a free weekend or something. It's freaking like super realistic. The way you move, it's like,
and all the guns are realistic.
And
too.
the climb,
you can like break down any wall too and stuff.
And
it's cool.
I don't know how I feel about it because I don't like how you move. It's too realistic. It seems like how a real person would move because like your arm covers your eyes
because it's like
every once in a while.
It's too realistic. Whereas like that's what we've wanted in the past.
Yeah.
Well, like don't get me wrong.
It's
That's
funny.
the thing. I like when games are realistic because Battlefield is realistic, right? Like even
I don't
playing
like
Battlefield 1.
though.
That's what I mean.
Here's the
Because
thing,
even
like-
playing Battlefield 1, I like that because I know I'm getting into a realistic game.
You know, this is an interesting topic, you know, that we're kind of transitioning to, but with like the realism in games, like I know that's one of the biggest turnoffs for people with like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like that game is so beautiful, so stunning.
But there's like the survival.
Like I tried playing, like I'm gonna get back to it one day, but the opening of the game is so boring because literally for an entire 30 minutes you're just trudging through snow. Like walking, like, and then getting on your horse, and it looks beautiful. Like it looks like it's the best graphic game I've probably ever seen. But like, it's so boring. Like you get on your horse and you're trying to like, and you gotta like get your horse to get going, and then you're slowly going through like this storm of snow. It's too realistic. It's not fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, there needs to be
a type of game that you can
a blend. Like with Modern Warfare, I don't mind if the game visually looks incredible and realistic. That's fine.
And the walls are blowing up and stuff around
exactly.
you.
But when the game
have fun.
When the mechanics become too
The
realistic.
mechanics are the problem. Like the gameplay itself needs to be
don't
fun.
don't get me wrong. I'm totally fine with visual realism. Visual realism is what we've always wanted.
I mean,
of
I
course.
prefer though. Like I don't want the multiplayer though to necessarily feel realistic. Like I'm fine if there's colors and like freaking.
Well, yeah.
You know,
like Grind is one of our favorite maps.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's freaking like the
Super
brightest
fun.
map ever.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. It just make it look realistic though. That's fine.
Well, and the thing is like I'm totally fine with like realistic visuals, right? But yeah, for me when it comes to mechanically, I'm not the biggest fan of those type of games.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's a separate genre. Like survivalist realism games, like even like Rust. I remember Rust is a survivalist game.
I hate
you
those
have
kind
to
of games.
eat, you have to sleep, you have to get warm.
This is the
you have to
exact same way
You have
Red
to
Dead is,
hydrate. Like Fallout 76 is like that. You
Like-
have to drink, otherwise you're gonna die.
And that
That's
was
the
one of
problem
my
I had with Zelda too. Like, that's why I couldn't get through it.
Gotcha. And see, that's one of my problems.
Did you have to eat in Zelda? Only when you
do
lost
only
health.
when you lost health though, so that's more standard.
But yeah, if you're full health, you're good.
Yeah, that's one
But
of my.
doesn't it go down?
No.
Like if you're in the cold,
like
doesn't your
Skyrim.
health go down?
No.
No.
I think those are more semi-realism because Skyrim's like that. When you're in the cold, when you're in the high ends, your stamina goes down and like you can't run.
Yeah,
that much.
it's
Like
like the realism I don't like is like in Red Dead 2, for example. It's the same thing. Like you'll just naturally drain health. Like if you don't feed Arthur, your character, he'll start to get sluggish and
See,
slow,
I
and
don't
like
that.
he won't, and all of a sudden he'll be like, oh, I'm feeling sick, and you'll be like, what the heck is going on? Why is he not moving? Oh, I need to feed him. And then sometimes you look in your inventory and you don't have freaking food.
Well, and see, that's what I didn't like about like Fallout 76. That was different from Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 there was food, and if you like lost health, you'd have to feed yourself and like get away the rads, but you didn't have to drink water.
Exactly, and that's
But
how
Fallout 76, you have to feed your character and drink water.
And this is
like
why
you have
so
two
far,
separate things that you have to constantly pay attention to.
Yeah, and like I said, like I'm gonna get back to Red Dead 2, but like as of right now, so far, I like the first one so much better because it's more arcadey.
It's the semi-realism.
It's like it's more fun. The gameplay's just like you can just be a wild cowboy, run around, be shooting your guns on.
You don't need to feed yourself. You can do that
like,
in real life.
I don't play games to have to real life simulator like feed yourself now go poop.
If that is true, they need
oh my buttocks is sore.
Yeah, because if that's true, they need to market it as such.
Yeah,
this is a realism game. Because I think I was just misinformed about Fallout 76. If I would have known it was a survival realism game, I might have strayed away from buying it immediately. Because like those kind of games are just not my thing.
I strayed away after it got like 2s out of 10s.
Well, I bought it before the reviews even came out.
I strayed away once I saw the
IGN.
collector's edition came with a paper
plastic
sack
bag
instead of the actual
instead of a canvas like nice bag.
Yeah, instead of the one they actually promised.
For real.
Anyway, anything else to say about Modern Warfare coming out October?
I just hope.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, let's see more.
It's good.
Here's to hoping. Are you guys pre-ordering?
No.
Me neither. No.
Not yet.
I
actually
haven't
did
pre-ordered. I haven't pre-ordered a game in a long time.
There's no real need to anymore.
Well, I just buy my games online. I pre-ordered.
Well, I work at a store, so I just go in and buy it.
It's kind of interesting though, because there was Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Actually, I don't know if you guys read about this, or heard about it. There was like apparently a shortage of the games because Nintendo didn't think it would sell super well in America because it's like a Japanese RPG. They did have pre-orders, but only the people that pre-ordered it really got it. People that went in the store like day one to go buy it, they were like out of copies because they only made a certain amount because they thought we're only going to make the amount of pre-orders available because America traditionally isn't like a Japanese RPG kind of country. But it was like super popular here, and so
I feel like that's
having to send in more stock.
Gained even more popularity lately, like the JRPGs,
Fire Emblem?
Fire Emblem, and like even to an extent like Final Fantasy.
That new one that they released at the one of the shows. It's like the Japanese one. That's not big and it's huge over there. But
Nier Automata.
Yeah.
No. You're thinking the frick. I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name though. They always have crazy names.
Nier Automata?
No, it's not that one. Because
that's an American game, I think.
Oh.
But there's actually a weird one too on the same vein as that is remember that really weird E3 trailer at Xbox's conference that we were like, what the freak? This is stupid. It was just like a generic bro.
War.
Oh no!
Or something like it was some sort of generic.
Wait, the generic war game that everyone was freaking out about, Gunfire.
Yeah, something. I don't know.
It's something like that.
Fire,
it's like
Fire.
super basic name too.
Oh my god! And the trailer was like a ship blowing up and a guy falling in the ocean. Then he like looks at his guys and he's like,
"There's like bullets." And he's like,
and he pulls out his.
It was literally the most generic army.
It looks like classic game. Call of Duty 1 and 2. It's like
exactly. Apparently, that game is
huge.
Is in like Japan. Which is
that's why like they did it. That's why they revealed it as this big thing. Yeah, because it is this big.
It's
Japanese
super weird
game.
that it's like it was big there. And
they have this big. They have this big.
It looks like
Gunfighter Pro American game.
Yeah,
but then you think about we have like these Japanese games.
Yeah, it's weird that like Fire Emblem is like so big here.
Warface.
Warface.
Wait, no.
Yeah, that's it, right?
No, Warface is a free to play game that's actually fun on Xbox. I think it's on like PlayStation. It's called like Gunfire. It was released at. It was announced at E3.
Xbox.
Gunfire, what a name.
Gunfire.
Gunflare.
It doesn't matter.
But I want to find out.
Oh, man. Xbox, E3 Xbox 2019.
Games.
Oh, you know what it was? It was like Crossfire X.
Crossfire X.
Yep.
I think you got it exactly.
Crossfire X. I think I just remembered.
Crossfire.
Yeah, it's not X, but Crossfire.
Warface is actually a cool free-to-play like gun game on. I think it's on Xbox and PlayStation.
It's on PlayStation.
Oh, it is Crossfire X. I was right. I can't believe that just like some doorway in my mind, some tiny piece just like opened back from when we were watching it. It was like Crossfire X. But anyway, yeah, it's super weird that like I think Smash Bros. Honestly is one of the biggest reasons why Fire Emblem's so popular here in America now, because all the Fire Emblem characters,
easy.
people have now, they know who they are. But anyway, we'll move on from Modern Warfare. Next thing I want to talk to you guys about that's really weird is, so the Dora and the Lost City of Gold movie is getting like way good reviews. Have you guys seen this? Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it's sitting at Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
The movie. I heard getting good reviews.
Yeah, it's at an 81% right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
What the?
And it's certified fresh, and then the audience score is an 88%.
Okay,
so
but who's scoring this?
Audience.
Well, that's what I mean. So what is the audience?
The audience is 88%.
It's not people like us.
That's probably kids, but then the critics though are like adults.
Audiences score it as an audience would watch it, right? The type of audiences that are going to see this is like our mom and Courtney. You know, our mom and our sister. Like, those are the type of... They think every movie
with all these good reviews come out, though, like, I want to go see it. I used to watch Dora.
Yeah, we all used to
watch it. I do too, but it looks so cringy.
I want to see it just for the sake of, like... Yeah, we used to watch it.
But it looks like classic millennial cringy... I don't know.
I don't know, dude. Like, there's a scene, like I said, I think I mentioned this on the podcast before, but, like, there was a scene in the trailer that actually made me laugh, and it's when she's, like... All of a sudden, she just turns to the camera and is like... Delicioso or something, and then like starts doing, and then one of the people in the background's like, "What is she doing?"
Yeah, because that's in the thing.
Yeah, it actually made me laugh.
But I don't know, like most of the jokes are freaking stupid. Like
we don't know that though.
Watch out, Dora's got a knife. Like I don't know. It makes the entire trailer every time makes me cringe so hard. Like none of the jokes are funny. I mean, I'm sorry. Even the guy who's from Ant-Man, his stupid joke about like a club, he's like, I'm like, oh dude, you're ruining your career.
We need to go watch.
We should go see it.
No.
Yeah, just go on a $5 Tuesday.
Next weekend.
Yeah,
maybe,
go try it out. Because I do want to see it actually.
I'm not giving this movie my money.
Anyway, I thought that was just
for the show.
I thought it was just a random funny thing because I couldn't believe it when I started seeing the reviews. I was like, what? Anyway, next up, I wanted to talk to you guys about because we didn't get to mention it on the podcast. I was actually surprised. It's just real fast. Phase 4 of Marvel.
Yes.
It's a little old now. The news has been out for a few weeks. But I just wanted to go over the movies and the TV shows because we didn't get a chance to talk about it.
I think I'm most excited about TV shows.
Yeah, they sound awesome.
Padme is Thor.
Just to go through the films here in TV series, 2020, next year, we're getting Black Widow. Then Eternals, that fall. Then Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is 2021. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's a crazy
That's going to be awesome.
2021 as well, with Scarlet Witch. Thor Love and Thunder is 2021. And that's all we have, movie-wise.
The rest are TV shows.
Then the rest are TV shows as of right now.
On Disney Plus. All of them.
All coming to Disney Plus. Falcon and the Winter Soldier next year. WandaVision 2021. Loki 2021. What If, which looks awesome.
That is going to be awesome.
2021. And then Hawkeye 2021. So, what do you guys think of this Phase 4? And apparently, Kevin Feige went on record saying this is all Phase 4. So... That's a pretty short Phase 4.
They've got to have another, because you got to have Black Panther in there.
Well, that's rumored for Phase 5, though.
Well,
because he did say that we didn't talk about Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Guardians 3, and then also Fantastic Four. He confirmed there's...
Well, here's the thing.
Also Blade was announced.
Have you seen the thing where they're like Phase 3, how much Phase 3 has changed since they announced it? There was so much that
There's a lot that changed, yeah.
Yeah, well... I almost guarantee this isn't how it's going to be.
No, I think this will. I think they've learned from their mistakes, and the difference is with this one, as a lot of people are pointing out, this is just a 2021. That's 2 years away.
Yeah.
Like Phase 3,
not 4 years.
Phase 3 was announced in 2014, I think, right after Age of Ultron, and was for all the way to Endgame. So till now, till 2019.
Yeah.
So it was like a 4 or 5 year period, and a lot of things changed in that time because they announced stuff way too early. Like one of the movies became a TV show that wasn't even connected to the MCU. The Immortals.
Oh no.
Yeah, with the dog and stuff.
Yeah,
but that was supposed to be a movie that was supposed to come out, I think, last year.
They probably this is gonna suck. Let's
and then
they
made it a TV show. So I personally think this will be like the actual lineup. I think they're like solidifying it down.
With all of these coming to Disney Plus too.
It's crazy.
Have you guys seen what's coming out to Disney Plus day one?
Hulu. And
that's
$12.99 ESPN Plus for $12.99.
Netflix
is shutting down,
dude. No, like for real.
So seriously, now
Netflix-
Disney Plus
But
has
it's not
all the
going to
movies.
shut down.
No.
Not down.
No,
but
they're
they
not
will
gonna-
be
it's-
losing.
oh,
They're going
it's
to be
gonna
losing
lose
money.
a
For sure.
But
ton.
now they have Disney has tons of movies, right? They have what is it? The number of like Disney has
It's
this
insane.
many amount of the top grossing
Did
movies.
you guys see
Yeah,
what's
it's
coming
insane.
out
It's a
Disney
lot.
Plus day one though? It's nuts. Like I don't remember. It was like something 100 movies. Like all those Disney TV shows like Mandalorian.
Well, it's more than
and
that,
shit. It's
yeah.
like all day one.
I'll look
But
it up.
Hulu
while
has
you
so
talk
many
about this.
TV shows as well.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Like Hulu has tons of TV shows that are going to be on there
And movies.
And movies, yeah, they have some pretty good movies. Like they have Iron Man 2 on there.
Well, they have a bunch of like random ones.
yeah, and then you're going to have Disney with all the movies.
And then-
Plus ESPN has live
Dude,
sports.
cable is finally dead.
yeah, like
Cable and DirecTV and all those gone.
Holy crap! So it sounds like as of day one, there'll be 5,000 episodes of Disney Channel shows.
oh my god, we can finally get to
So-
watch Hannah Montana.
Yeah, well,
This is
yeah,
Waverly
hopefully.
I seriously haven't watched Hannah
Sweet
Montana
Life on Deck.
forever.
Yeah, me
Sweet
neither.
Life of Zack and Cody. Corey in the House.
You know what? Office is over. We're just gonna watch that stuff.
Yeah,
now.
for real.
So
Nobody's getting whatever the freak Office is going to.
this site doesn't have the amount of movies listed, like the number, but it shows like the list. Here's the list of like day one that'll be on day one. More are coming,
Movies.
but that's TV,
TV.
and those are movies.
Jeez, dude.
That's just day one though, and then more are coming. Like they've said, the entire library eventually.
Yeah,
All
they-
30 seasons of The Simpsons are going to be on there too. Day
Which
one.
that's
That's big.
that really pumps up their numbers though, because those episodes are 30 minutes long each, and it's
I
like
know.
Yeah,
it's a group. We have this many hours of content. It's like, yeah,
It's interesting.
You got 15,000 hours of The Simpsons.
it's interesting because Simpsons though is one of those shows that I've never really
Watched.
watched. To where if this is on Disney Plus,
Finally get
I'll
it.
finally probably just have Simpsons on in the background.
Well, like
Because
I love,
the past seasons have sucked.
That's what I've heard.
but like I love.
There's a
Futurama.
sweet spot from like seasons like 5 till like 15 are great.
But I've heard it's a lot like SpongeBob. Like,
Yeah.
it just kind of
Well, like most
it suffers
shows,
from
like
the
they,
same
they
syndrome.
start
Like,
out
they start
amazing
getting
and then they are good in the middle
because they don't
and
have
kinda
any
die.
more ideas. They've literally done everything.
I mean, Simpsons is literally on for what 30 years or
Yeah,
something.
30
It's crazy.
It's the longest
SpongeBob's
running
20.
TV show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like on TV.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I think this Marvel lineup for the next couple years is going to be pretty solid. Like out of all of them, the movie
It
wise,
sucks we don't have anything the rest of this year.
yeah,
We don't have a Q4
Black
Marvel
Widow.
movie.
Black Widow's our next one. The one I'm looking forward to out of the movies most
Doctor
is Doctor Strange and Thor.
I'm excited for Shang-Chi. He seems like a
Shang-Chi's
really
cool.
cool
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, next year's ones I'm kind
And the
of like,
Eternals.
eh.
Did they announce the Eternals?
Yeah.
The
Next-
actors
next year.
like Angelina Jolie and everything. It's gonna be sick.
Honestly, the Eternals is the one I'm least excited for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably just because you don't know.
Just because I don't know anything about them. But that's the same thing that was with Guardians of the
true.
Galaxy and Ant-Man, and I ended up loving
And
those,
Thanos.
so.
And like,
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
So I mean, I'll probably end up loving it, but Black Widow and Eternals, I'm not like super pumped for. Really, the next three after that.
Well,
Shang-Chi,
Black Widow's a
Doctor
TV
Strange,
show
and
or a
Thor.
movie, right? Coming
movie.
to Disney Plus.
No, it's coming to theaters.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and that's the first one. That'll be the first Marvel movie since Endgame
it's got to be a prequel.
or Spider-Man, technically, I guess.
We'll see what happens. Maybe a prequel.
It is a prequel. It's set right after Civil War.
No, it's after. She gets up from the thing. She's
The entire movie.
Oh,
the
she
entire
runs.
movie,
my back!
The entire movie is just like her dead.
It's just 2 hours of like
Spoilers.
she's just dead, like blood, and blood is slowly dripping more, just like filling the circle.
And then like Thanos will like walk by, and then like walk away. Like Gamora comes by and like pokes her.
Or no, just more people are slowly falling. It's like set over 1,000 years, and her body's slowly decaying, and more people are falling and just landing on top of her.
For no reason, because the Soul Stone's destroyed.
Captain America.
Yeah,
Iron
Captain America, you just hear from up above. You just hear like, "I've come here to die."
He's like all old.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like in
all
a,
bad
in a
version.
wheelchair, comes
He's like,
down after him.
"Peggy, here I come."
Like a dead old man lands, and then like a wheelchair right after it.
And then you get the alternate universe of Thanos. It comes out, just boom. Destroys them.
I needed the Soul Stone, but I killed myself.
I'm surprised Thanos, like in that moment, he's like, you know, you must destroy what you love most. I'm surprised Thanos didn't just jump off.
I'm awesome.
Or he's like,
much.
ah! Whose phone was that?
I don't
It
know.
was
I
a
think it was
computer, I think.
the laptop. Yeah.
I hit the cord.
No, yeah, it's fine. Anyway, yep, that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe lineup for the next 3 years, which is cool. Like I said, Phase 5 is rumored to have Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Blade, and Fantastic Four. So sounds like we'll be getting like mutants and all the Fox properties in Phase 5, not Phase 4.
Cool.
But you have to imagine there's going to be like a tease.
Yeah, there'll be something. And Deadpool, they have Deadpool now too, and that's like one of the most requested things. And it's hard to put in Deadpool.
Yeah,
right?
Deadpool's.
Like, what are they gonna do? Because they're Disney, and Deadpool's so bloody and like swearing,
vulgar
and stuff. So
it's one of those things that I keep seeing, like being thrown out. Like Bob Iger's commented on it, like in interviews, and like I've heard an interview from the director of Deadpool who was like, "Oh, Deadpool doesn't necessarily need to be rated R or something like that." And so I'm worried, like. What are they? Are they gonna, they have to have Ryan Reynolds. Like, they have to just keep it the same. Like, that would be hilarious. Because can you imagine they have in the MCU, Deadpool shows up, and he's like, it's a different Charles Xavier.
this!
Yeah. Well, can you imagine? It's like a different Charles Xavier, and he's like, what happened, man? And he's like, and he references
he would reference it all.
He's like, it's crazy that Disney bought you guys and recasted all of you or something, you know, because he could totally break the fourth wall that way.
I was watching him, a movie last night on Amazon, and it was Super Troopers.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Troopers 2, and I was like, it was like Fox, Searchlight, and I was like, this is Disney.
That's Disney.
This is a Disney show.
Home Alone 2. Oh, some news. Night Museum is being put on a reboot of it on Disney Plus. Same with Home Alone. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Gotta imagine Home Alone's gonna be during Christmas.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Did you see Macaulay Culkin?
This is what he would look like nowadays.
How he'll look now.
This is what Home Alone would look like nowadays.
No.
That was funny.
I hope he'll play it.
That would be
That'd
hilarious
kinda
if they brought him
Dude,
back.
And it's just like his wife leaves him, and he's just stuck at home. And someone tries to bring
and
him, he's like,
Home Alone?
Could you imagine?
Dude,
could you imagine they bring back Joe Pesci?
Oh my
and,
gosh.
Marvin Harry. To
dude,
come
they
back
have
and try to.
to. Like, that would be awesome.
It's set like 30 years after the original, and
'Cause
like
it's
Marvin
Home
and Harry
Alone, but
are
he's alone
pissed
'cause
because they're like, this kid screwed us over. We've
And
been
they
in
finally
prison
get out of jail.
30 years, yeah. They finally
and they
get
can
out
make
of
it
the-
much more like crazy since they're adults now.
Yeah, they go to like murder him or something.
Yeah, and he has like way crazier pranks that are like insane.
And like he'll straight up like he since he's older he gets like violent, like he'll have like freaking like a gun shoot them like
like shoot his foot. Disney would.
oh, that's my new dream. That's what I
That
want.
would be
that'd
awesome.
be hilarious.
No, they're gonna have some
No
new
way.
kid. That,
It'll
It'll be a brand.
It's not gonna be one.
It'll be
no,
cheesy.
I'm not gonna like it as much as the original.
No way.
Yeah, it'll be like how they.
What's the other one
rebooted
though? Home Alone and
Diary of a
Night
Wimpy
Museum.
Kid. And then Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I might like more.
Well, it's a
because
TV show, and you know how sick
that
it would
fits
be.
perfectly.
What if it was animation?
It's way better as a TV show, I think.
Yeah.
Than
Well, dude, what if it was an
I
animation?
liked the movies, at least like the first
couple until they rebooted it.
They changed the actors, which I mean,
because
they
the
had
kid,
to.
the kid was too old.
But he was
Yeah.
like, he's like
he's
19
like 20
now.
years old, he's still
And if
very
you saw the
weird.
picture of him, he's like old and got like a
Yeah, he's like got facial
stubble.
hair now and stuff.
Yeah, no, but dude, imagine if it was in the animation of the book, like it was like pages.
I definitely think they could do animation.
That'd be sick. Like like actual.
They could at least have like
Animation?
some of the parts be in animation. Like when he's talking, he's like, and then I went over here.
Kinda
and
like
it's
in the
just
original
the-
movies,
yeah,
how it was like that.
dun,
You know what's gonna be crazy is they're gonna have these movies that are Disney and they're not gonna go to they're not gonna go to theaters.
No.
They're gonna go to Disney Plus like on launch. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna.
What if they don't even come out on disc? They just go straight to Disney Plus
Yeah,
and never
like
come
it's
out.
going
on
to.
They're gonna come to. Oh well, that's interesting.
They could just go it straight to
So,
Disney
for
Plus.
example-
None of the Mandalorian's gonna. Well, I don't know because Stranger Things is on. disc.
that's the thing.
I'm not
That's
sure
what I'm
I
wondering.
understand.
It's interesting too because I never.
I don't
thought-
understand.
I never thought about that. Like one of the movies I think coming day one is a live action Lady and the Tramp, exclusive to Disney Plus.
That won't come to disc.
Is that going to come to Blu-ray? I feel like they would have to, because
People are gonna want it.
yeah, people are going to want it. There's hardcore fans that would totally
Because
Disney
they
could make money.
They'd have to make it permanent. They want it permanently.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about that because Netflix, there's a lot of shows on there you can't own. Like they're just forever on Netflix. But I feel like Disney would make them on disc. That seems like something Disney would do.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
I've never thought about that. Next up, I just wanted to real fast. We were mentioning to ourselves before the show started. D23 is next week. Our next episode will be Disneyland focused and Disney Parks focused, as there's going to be a bunch of
Yahoo!
announcements and whatnot. It'll be Disney centered. So if you're a Disney fan, look forward to
Probably not next episode.
probably not next
the one
episode,
after
but
that.
the one after that. Look forward to a Disney episode. But I just wanted to real fast. Do you guys have any quick predictions for D23, which is this weekend?
I mean, I bet we're gonna get more news about like the new lands, like Marvel Land.
Yeah, for sure.
For at least Disneyland. I think it'd be really smart of them because we haven't heard anything about Marvel Land. Like they got rid of Bugs Land and they're just like, we're working on Marvel Land, you know? Because like even with Galaxy's Edge, we saw like concept art, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
But I hope they announce the new ride for Galaxy's Edge and like what it's gonna be, because you said they were working on the other one, like a pod racing one or something.
No, it's supposed to be a dark ride.
Oh, sweet.
With like animatronics. They're supposed to be like the most animatronics or something. Like,
See, I hope they
a ton of
announce what it
stormtroopers.
is, you know, like what it's based around. And like I said, I hope we get a lot more Marvel stuff. It'd be sick hearing about like an Avengers ride, you know, where it's not screens and they have like the actual like suits of armor of like Iron Man and
Chris
stuff.
Evans is there every day.
Chris Evans just
being
comes
Captain
and
America.
Robert Downey Jr. until they're like 80. They're like,
I was trying to
Avengers
find
assemble.
real fast the I can't find it anymore, but the Disney announced the their upcoming movie slate for like the next 5 years.
Oh yeah,
with like Star Wars, Avatar, a bunch
Avatar
of Disney,
6.
yeah,
or like
literally
5.
Avatar 4.
Avatar
5.
Is it 5?
It's 5.
It's
Slated,
like
slated for
2025.
2026.
Yeah, it's like insane.
10
Let's
years
see how
in the
2
future.
goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't think there would ever be a
watch it
Dude,
freaking bomb.
The problem is they're shooting them all back to back. That's
So
the
even
thing.
if it bombs-
so even if it bombs, they're
Sorry.
screwed. Like they're at least going to come out with like
Maybe
3 or 4.
Disney's like, this is going to be a hit. Like we know
They just believe
this,
in it?
Like the story. Maybe the story's so good. Like after that, I don't know though, because the story for Avatar 1 was okay. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
great.
well,
See,
I mean-
I watched that for the looks.
No,
Yeah.
tell me about it. See, I've always said this. Avatar's so overrated.
Well, Avatar's story is literally Dances with Wolves, but with aliens. If you've seen Dances with Wolves, it's the exact same movie. It's aliens though instead of Indians. Like
When like, I don't know. Like it was visually appealing for the time, but now it's kind of bad. You know, it's kind of mad.
So that maybe they'll make it way better.
But like that's the thing, they would have to, because that was the main plot point. Like honestly, I did not like Avatar. I didn't even like the storyline. I didn't like the acting. I don't like.
I
the
liked
main
it at
guy.
the time, but like over time,
and-
I think it's just
Zoe Saldana
overrated.
is my favorite part of that. Like the main guy,
Yeah, she's
I
awesome.
freaking hate him.
Sam
He's
Worthington?
so annoying.
You hate
to
Sam
me.
Worthington?
Yeah, I don't like
you
him
don't
as
like
an
him in
actor.
Clash of Titans.
I like him in Clash of the Titans because he's playing something different, but he's always like the military dude.
The tough guy.
The military dude. And like he happens to be paralyzed in this one, but he still somehow acts like the military dude. Like
Yeah, he's always the tough guy.
he's always that guy. And like I liked him in Clash of the Titans because he had like an accent. He was trying to be something different, you know, but like I don't know. Like
I mean, Clash of Titans, I don't necessarily like because of him though. Like,
No, exactly.
I like him as I don't mind him as an actor, but I agree with you. Like,
He's not my
Clash
favorite.
of Titans. Like, I liked it for the visual stuff
And
then,
everything
like,
else.
Mads Mikkelsen too. Like, the
but
goats,
yeah.
they no smile.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that's such a great
And
line.
then like release the Kraken.
Yeah, and like Liam Neeson's in it, and so is Ray Fiennes as Zeus.
And
Hades.
whoever plays freaking who's the guy
Medusa?
that plays Hades?
yeah, it's Ray
Freaking
Fiennes.
yeah.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sick.
But yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna get a lot of news for their Disney live action stuff because I think they're gonna reveal like a whole slate of like what's coming. Like maybe we'll get an Emperor's New Groove live action or something crazy like that. Because they literally, I was trying to find it. But
that'd be
the
wicked.
groove.
Yeah, because they literally announced like Disney live action movies up through like 2024. So that's like 5 years, and there's like 2 or 3 each year. So they got to do something with those.
Disney's nuts. They're the only company that can do this. Announce their movies so far ahead and get people pumped right away.
If you've noticed, we've talked about Disney most of this episode.
Yeah,
Like
Disney
in one way or
episode.
the
it's
other.
basically
Yeah.
just become a Disney episode.
But it's almost impossible not to mention Disney at all when you're talking about Disney.
Entertainment.
They own
When
so
you talk
much.
about entertainment, you mention Disney at one point.
They own so
Yeah,
much.
it's
Like,
hard
it's
not
almost
to.
hard,
Honestly.
yeah.
I just thought it's actually cool. I totally forgot about this, but Star Wars: The Clone Wars is coming back to Disney Plus, which is cool.
The whole series?
Yeah,
They're
well, the whole
rebooting
series,
it.
and they're
Even the
making
new
more,
episode-
They're making more seasons.
Seriously?
Yeah. Which is super
Dude.
cool because they never.
I
got
also
to finish
hope-
it.
That's the
Um,
best time in the Star Wars universe.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
such a
it's
cool
so-
story.
yeah.
Well, and
hope-
Even
I hope-
even the movie when they made the movie, it was
Yeah.
The Clone Wars
5?
movie.
Was it 5 or 6?
what do you mean 5 or 6?
Oh no, it was it 2 or 3? Like episode. 2
Oh,
or 3.
it was in between 2 or 3.
Oh, it was in
'Cause
between 2 and 3.
They have the Clone Wars. That's like one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
Like, it's
And the
all
movie
awesome.
came out in
Clone Wars
theaters.
is way cool.
The
Yeah.
Clone Wars movie was actually awesome.
Well, it's
Like
cool
Jabba's
too because
cousins.
the show got canceled. Like in season 6, they never got to finish the story. So it's cool that Disney's finally bringing it back to Disney Plus, and they're gonna actually be able to conclude.
Didn't they
that story.
rush the ending though?
They had to.
Are they gonna
Yeah.
gonna make that ending?
Well,
not
they had
canon
like
anymore?
this. I mean, slight spoilers if you've never seen all of Clone Wars. I mean, I didn't even watch all of it, but like Ahsoka, it totally just they have to wrap up her story so fast. Like she just goes into hiding essentially. That's it. Like they didn't want to do that for the ending, but they just had to. they had to wrap it up for season 6 because they didn't get greenlit for season 7. So she just like goes into hiding, and that's the end. It's like okay.
I wonder if Rebels is going to be on there too. They might have to switch up a lot of story that happened in Rebels because Rebels brought Ahsoka in there, and I wonder if they want to switch things up there.
And they brought Captain Rex in there too.
Yeah, so they're probably gonna have to like
I want
totally
to
screw up the canon.
Let us know what happens to Commander Cody. Everyone wants to freaking know. Gosh dang it!
Real quick, while we're talking about kind of movies and stuff, we went and seen Hobbs and Shaw. Last night.
Yeah.
Oh, was it good?
It was really good.
I've heard really good things about it.
Fast and Furious like.
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition into just we're done with news now. Let's go ahead and transition to what we've been watching and playing and stuff towards the end of the episode here.
So it
Hobbs
was
and Shaw. Yep.
Yep. So we went and seen Hobbs and Shaw last night. There's 2 big
Cameos.
We won't mention them because I don't want.
I'm guessing Vin Diesel.
No, we're not going to say anything.
And we're not going to spoil it though.
Brian O'Connor.
No, we're not going to spoil it.
Yeah, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker. They brought him back.
You wouldn't guess these.
No.
They got his lifeless body and they threw it into the sea.
I will say this: avoid The Rock's Instagram. If you haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw yet, don't go on his Instagram because he totally
also, if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, don't watch.
Yeah, what
credits.
the frick, dude? I freaking had to close my ears because they started spoiling freaking Game of Thrones. But
seriously,
yeah. He straight up like.
Well, I follow Rock on the Instagram. I didn't see what he posted.
Don't say anything, even if you did, because there's like 2 major cameos in this that were.
It's got to be people from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Well, you'll have
to watch it.
I'm sure it is.
It's great though. So it has classic like. Fast and Furious like stuff.
Craziness.
Like, it's insane.
Getting a chain and latching it to a helicopter and pulling it down.
Yeah, so I laughed because I was like, they're not actually gonna do this. I laughed in the theater. Remember, like, Connor was there, and he like looked over at me. I watched that scene in my eye, and he was like,
"It's so funny because
he's like, on the rock."
I think Dwayne Johnson saw Captain America do the helicopter thing in Civil War. He's like,
I'm doing that.
I can do that.
I'm Captain America.
I'm not a superhero. I'm not super serum, but I can do that, right?
I'm the freaking Rock.
It's insane. Like, so Fast and Furious hit this point where they've all slowly become more and
Number
more
5 did it
crazier and crazier. No, see, 5 was actually that's the one in Brazil.
What I'm saying is like that's when it transitioned.
Sure, into like a epic action.
Because before
franchise.
that, it was all about racing.
Yeah,
but it's like, when the Rock entered. Because
number
4 when what's her name died.
Letty died.
Even then, like it had a couple like weird like explosions and gunfights, but it was still about racing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was still mostly about racing.
But
the bad guy freaking sucks.
Right after 5, like. It's crazy how absurd they are. Because I remember this is where it started. We all went and saw Fast and Furious 6 in theaters together. I think for Memorial
when he jumps
Day.
across.
Yes, Letty literally gets vaulted.
Shot from.
Letty literally gets vaulted.
Thrown from a car.
Freeway. Like in between 2 freeway roads. There's a giant gap. They're on a bridge. Vin Diesel gets on the front of his car.
He gets out while he's driving on the freeway with other people driving. He gets out of his car.
Into the road, into the barrier, launches himself midair, catches her,
and lands on a car unscathed.
Unscathed. Like he gets up,
no scratches, no nothing. Like, no bruises.
He's just like, you okay,
there was a couple of that in this though with like Dwayne Johnson, like the elevator scene when he's like
literally jumps off.
Because this is the one where like where they had the tank. Because Luke Evans brought in the tank, and then Ludacris is like, guys, they got a tank, and he starts shooting the cars, and they're like dodging the tank bullets, like.
It's insane. Like they've slowly upped the end. Like 7 had them freaking launch cars out of a helicopter with parachutes and stuff. Like they've gotten crazier and crazier. With Hobbs and Shaw, it's honestly. It's almost getting to like an uncanny valley point where I was watching it where I had a hard time with it sometimes because I'm like, okay, I get that this series is just getting crazier and crazier, but some of the stuff they're doing, like,
wait, didn't in Fast 8 the Rock like get a cinder block like and attach it and throw it at a helicopter?
I think so.
Remember he
gets a Gatling gun. Yeah, it's a Gatling
gun. No, because the black guy is flying away in the plane. He's like, and because the girl's not there. She's
that's
like
7. That's not 8.
And he's like flying away in the air in the helicopter, and he's like circling him with the Gatling gun, and like the Rock's looking around and gets like a cinder block, and he attaches it, and he's like, and he like throws it into the window, like oh shit, it crashes the air.
I don't think so.
I swear something like that.
But this Hobbs Shaw, you were saying,
like I was saying, like it gets to a point where there's some things that like The Rock and Jason Statham are literally superhuman.
Oh yeah, well of course.
Like
there's so much. Idris Elba in the trailers like I'm Black Superman.
Yeah,
you guys are freaking all Superman.
But he's like, it's almost
this whole show though. It was just like a giant dick swinging contest.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
it was.
Like-
Between Jason
I
Statham
bet.
and The Rock, like, half the jokes they make are balls jokes, dude.
I did hear that they have equal amount of times that they
Well, no, there's a thing I was reading. There's a contract, Dwayne Johnson and
they
Jason
have
Statham
to have equal
where
amounts of
they have to
manliness or
equal.
something.
Yeah, there's
And it is.
Yeah,
Like,
they
there's
can't-
literally comparison shots.
they can't get beat up more than the other or something like that. They have to win more than they lose, and they have to be equal. Like Dwayne Johnson can't beat up people more than Jason Statham does. Like it's in their contract. It's crazy. But
Jeez.
honestly, like I had a good time with it. It's fun. Out of all the Fast and Furious so far, I probably put it like in the middle.
Granted, it's not a Fast and Furious.
It is
It's
a Fast and Furious.
You know,
Presents-
Presents
but
Hobbs
it's
Shaw.
yeah, it's
a
part of
spin-off
it, yeah.
technically, but it is Fast and Furious. But yeah, it's like there's certain points where I'm like, it's almost too absurd.
It was, dude.
It's too like, holy crap!
In the
they-
trailer, I saw a scene where they're like climbing down a building and The Rock just jumps
Yes,
off.
that's it. That's what I was talking about.
Like, that's in the
And he
trailer.
lands on them.
Yeah.
And he lands on them.
Well, Idris Elba and his gang or whatever, they jump out of the building. They're running down the side of the building with like ropes attached.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson's like, all right, let's go down. And
Jason Johnson grabs this rope.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's the classic.
and then what's his
Jason
what's the-
Statham's
Jason
in the
Statham
elevator.
goes to, he's like, nah. He goes to the elevator.
Yeah.
Drops the button. Drops the whole elevator. And instead of The Rock going all the way down with the rope, he just lets go.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh my God.
Dwayne Johnson swings. He's like, because Jason Statham's beating him down, so he's just like, all right, and literally jumps. It's falling 100 feet.
How does he stop?
Catches the guy, beats him up, throws him into the elevator, jumps down again, grabs the other guy, beats him up, throws him, jumps him down again. He grabs Idris Elba. It's so absurd. Like,
Oh my
it's insane. And then there's
gosh.
literally like.
It's so awesome,
Slight-
though.
okay,
Like,
slight
I have
spoilers.
well, real quick.
This
I
isn't
have
spoilers.
heard that there's a scene where they.
Well, slight spoilers then.
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
I
slight
don't want-
spoilers.
Just in case
I
you haven't
don't
seen
know
it.
because I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I have heard that there's a scene where they don't even have weapons. They're like using like sticks or something.
That's in the
and they're
trailer.
blowing
Yeah,
up
that's in the trailer.
cars and like not getting shot.
Well,
and, like,
no.
there's- they have-
There's a
they
reason
do
for
explain that.
There's a reason for that.
I do explain that.
But
So,
yeah,
it
but
makes sense.
There is a scene though, in slight spoilers here. It's not even, but a helicopter crashes, and literally there's main characters in this helicopter, and none of them are harmed. Like
Not
fully
even
crashes.
harmed.
How
not,
main?
Not even. No, like main character.
like Rock.
Not okay. So freaking the bad guy. Idris Elba's in there, and so is the girl, the main girl.
The main girl.
They're
Oh,
in the
yeah,
helicopter.
Jason
The helicopter
Statham's
literally
sister.
crashes into the ground, like off a cliff, and they just get out totally fine.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
oh man,
No, what is the scene? This is the one I was talking about. In Fast and Furious 8, somebody's in a car tumbling down a mountain. It's Vin Diesel. Yeah.
It's 7. It's 7. Yeah, no, it's that part. Oh my gosh. It's like Vin Diesel doing his classic thing. He's like this. He looks over at the girl in the car with him, and he's like, he's surrounded by, his name's Djamon Houston or whatever, the black guy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're surrounding him on the roads, and he's just like,
yeah,
she's like, what are
yeah.
you going to do? And he's like, if he doesn't
He
say
goes
this
down.
phrase, unleash the beast, and he freaking reverses down the cliff, like, go, 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 go.
No, and it's like tumbling to where it becomes just the frame of the car. It's the frame of the car going, and then he gets out
Well,
totally
no,
fine.
yeah, he's like miles and miles down this cliff. Also, he just gets
Running
up
into
with
trees
The girl. He
and
just gets out. He's like, oh man, I'm all right. It's like what? No, it's so absurd.
Was the girl in the car too? And
Yeah.
she's like totally
I'm pretty
fine.
sure there's
the
a girl in the
hacker
car,
girl
right?
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
don't get
my
me wrong.
gosh.
This is
They're
why I love
so
Fast
fun
and
to
Furious.
watch,
This
though.
is why I love Fast and
Well, and
Furious.
even like
But-
the reason why I brought up Fast and Furious 5 is because Fast and Furious 5 is awesome. It's probably my favorite one.
oh, for sure,
They do
Fast
drag
5.
a 7-ton safe
Through Mexico.
through Mexico,
Or Brazil.
ramming into buildings with 2 like sports cars. Not even like trucks, diesels, or anything. They just got 2 sports cars dragging this like 7-ton safe. Like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, above anything else, like this one, I think above all of them, which is saying something, like has the most
Comedy.
absurd. Oh, comedy for sure. Like this one's definitely the funniest. That's why this one felt a little different for me. Like in some ways,
It
like
did feel.
I liked it in some ways, but also didn't like it in a lot of ways. Like there's almost too much comedy that they were trying
It
too
felt
hard
like
with the comedy sometimes.
like 21 Jump Street or something.
Kind of, but like most of the
It
comedy.
felt like a Fast and Furious.
It felt like
to
Fast
me.
and Furious, but Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham the entire time are like Hasten said, it's like all dick swinging balls jokes to each other, like who has the bigger balls.
Who's
Like,
better? Yeah.
Literally, that's like
If
90%
you want
of the
to
story.
climb this mountain of a man,
Ma-
then I will let her climb this
Yeah,
mountain of a man.
exactly.
It's like, that's my sister,
That's what
dude.
Rock says.
Yeah,
That's
it's
literally
so
what-
messed up.
It's like literally what most of the dialogue is in the movie. To where it's like, I had a good time with this movie, of course, because I always have a good time with Fast and Furious movies. But I will say, out of all of them, I think this one probably had the weakest story. Because like the story is pretty basic. It's just Jason Statham, Dwayne Johnson have to team up. They don't like each other. I won't spoil any more than that, but you can kind of guess how the story goes. It's not like out of all the stories so far. Not that Fast and Furious is known for its story.
It's
but
funny that like this is how it's going in the next Fast and Furious though.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm guessing
with the ending. Like
I am guessing that Jason Statham goes bad. I mean, Jason Statham was bad in the first place.
no spoilers,
Well,
but you got to
we're not
watch
gonna-
it.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
It's a really good show.
Yeah, it was definitely insane. Like I said, if I had to rank Fast and Furious, it'd be in the middle, just because like story wise it wasn't anything special. But like action wise, it's absurd. If you just want to see absurd action, this is these Fast and Furious movies. You can't.
There is one thing I know about Fast and Furious is they refuse to kill characters unless they die in real life. Like, no, because like Letty died in a car crash, brought her back to life, and
Well, see, that's what's awesome. It's like they just they'll bring back characters. Like one thing everyone wants.
I guarantee you, the freaking Asian guy's not actually.
Well, that's what I
dead.
was gonna say. Is everyone wants Han back? Like
Yeah.
Han was.
Even though he fell off a plane.
Han was. I guess this is kind of a spoiler for something that's not in Hobbs and Shaw, but it's not a spoiler. Like there's no reference to Han, even though Jason Statham straight up killed him in Fast and Furious 6.
He threw him off a plane.
No, he crashed into his car. Remember, like at the end,
Oh,
it goes back to
yeah.
Tokyo
Just
Drift.
Tokyo
and
Drift.
Jason Statham's like, you don't know me, Dominic Tornado, but you will. You know, he
Oh,
does
yeah, and then he
thing.
crashes-
And then he crashes
Yeah.
into Han, kills Han.
Well, because then Gal Gadot, she jumps.
She
off
died.
The plane.
Well, she died before Han. Remember, she had to jump off the plane, and then Han's all sad about it. And then he goes back to Tokyo, and then
dies.
Jason Statham kills him.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like there was no
probably both
justice
back.
for Han. That'd be awesome. Like,
Gal
bring
Gadot
that-
fell off the plane and then turned into
Dude,
Wonder
honestly,
Woman right
as
before she
big
hit the ground.
as big of a star as Gal Gadot is, they need to make a spin-off prequel with her as the lead and Han when they're
that'd
in
be
Tokyo.
sick. That'd be sick.
Do Fast and the Furious presents
Han and
Gal.
Well,
Exactly.
her name was, what was her name?
I can't remember her name.
Like, something weird.
Gal Gadot. They could call her Wonder Woman for all I care. Just Han
Han and
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman.
Han and Wonder Woman.
Han and that girl that plays Wonder
No,
Woman.
nobody would care. I mean, she's basically a superhero in this movie anyway. All these characters are superheroes.
Yeah,
So.
it's great. It's fun comedy.
Yeah. It's,
So what else have you guys watched or been playing?
let's go to you, Tanner, since me and Hasten both have them.
Well, I just finished The Office like,
Again.
a week ago. Again, just because it's going off of Netflix. I literally-
2021.
I think this is the fastest I've ever binged it. Like, and I didn't even skip any episodes or like skip any part of the episode.
just
Like, I
watched
literally
the whole
watched while I was playing games or anything, and like fastest easily. Like I did it in like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks. Like it was nuts. I
a
literally
lot of
watched like
episodes.
a season
That's
a day.
a lot of The Office.
But oh yeah, it's freaking. So I just watched The Office again because it's so sad. Like we're
It's
never
so
gonna watch
sad.
it. We're never gonna watch it again.
Oh,
because
we
so
will.
it's gonna go to what, NBC Plus? Who's gonna
Here's
buy
the-
that?
No, here's the thing. So I was actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I was thinking about it the other day.
I'm just gonna
Just-
legally freaking stream it. I don't
Yeah.
care.
This is the thing is like, I was so down on the NBC Universal thing, right? I was thinking the same thing. Like, who's gonna buy this thing? Nobody's gonna buy this thing. It's so
Nobody will.
stupid. Until I looked at NBC Universal's library. Holy crap! They actually have a lot of stuff. Like a
what?
lot of things. I'll pull up the list. I'd have to see it again, but I was
It's
like,
got The Grinch.
well, no.
and
So
The
think about
Office.
it. In terms of TV shows, not in terms of movies, really, but I'm talking in terms of TV shows. They have The Office, Parks and Rec. Those two.
Parks and Rec
alone.
staying on Netflix.
No,
it's not.
it'll be
It's
leaving
coming
soon.
off
already
sooner
said?
than it's coming off sooner than the Office. It's coming off.
They
next year.
said that.
Yeah,
So Parks and Rec, Office, and Friends are gonna be gone off.
yeah. Well, think about this. So,
Okay, I'm done with that.
so
Like,
those,
Stranger Things isn't worth it.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is now on NBC as well, I believe. What was the Friends? Friends used to air on NBC, so now that will be on there apparently. That
I thought Friends was going to.
it's going to HBO Max, but they also own NBC owns it to where it can be on both. I think. I don't know. This is what I saw a report from because somebody was bringing up like I saw this article they were bringing up like why NBC Universal might actually have a chance, and it had like all the like that's if they bring these. They haven't confirmed anything really yet besides Office, but like Office, Parks and Rec, Friends,
Blacklist.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like they have some really famous TV shows, especially like older ones. Oh, I think Seinfeld. I think Seinfeld is.
See, I wish. I don't know though, because like,
NBC.
is it? It's not worth it.
Ooh, I
to
wonder
me.
if they'll have Sunday Night Football on their service though.
Yeah, maybe they'll have something like that. And the thing is like I'm with you, Tanner, where that doesn't sound worth it to me. But guess what? What if they came out and announced $5.99 a month, $5 a month?
Oh well, yeah,
Oh,
I'd
here we
get
go.
it with
For The
Disney
Office.
Plus.
30 Rock, Community, Saved by the Bell,
Community,
Miami
yeah.
Vice, Seinfeld is on there.
Yeah.
Biggest Losers, The
Cheers.
Apprentice, Friday Night
Cheers
Lights,
is huge. Yeah, Friends is on
The
there. Yep.
Office.
Is Futurama? Because I know NBC picked up Futurama after Fox dropped.
Then yeah, they own it now. Because if they picked it up, then they own it. That's because
American Ninja Warrior.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine used to be CBS, but then NBC picked it up after it got canceled.
The Good Place. That's actually a really good show.
Good Place, yeah.
And then Blacklist, Brooklyn
Saturday
Nine-Nine,
Night
Night Live, America's Got Talent.
Yeah,
The Voice.
They have stuff, and if you think about it, for $5 a month, I would. Is that how it is? Well, they haven't announced yet, but I'm imagining
Futurama's on Hulu,
Disney Plus. If Disney Plus has the amount of content they do for $5.99 a month, NBC Universal better be lower than that.
It can't be like $15.99.
No way. Like the freaking.
But you know that's what they're gonna do.
Thing,
like
Ubisoft Plays or whatever.
Yeah.
Is $20 a month. No, but that's the thing is like, if they come out with a competitive price point of $5 a month, I would consider that $5 a month for Office Forever to where I can just stream it. Same with Parks and Rec. Same with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which I've never seen, and Seinfeld. A bunch of shows that I've been wanting to watch, but I haven't had access to them. I'd consider it.
It says 27th Century Fox owns Futurama. I wonder if Disney does now. Because I remember Futurama was on Fox, but then they canceled it, and then somebody else picked it up and finished it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
So I watched what I've watched. I'll go to one of my things now. So I've been watching. I'm sorry, not what I've been watching. I watched Clash of the Titans. The other day. It was really good. And then I also watched all of the Rush Hour movies.
Oh, I've never seen those.
And there's rumors that there's going to be a Rush Hour 4.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
So I wanted to watch them all again.
Are they going to bring back both Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker or something?
Comedy
because
Central.
Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker were together for it was like a 10th anniversary reunion or something.
Oh, really?
And they took a picture together and they both hold up 4s.
Oh.
So there's rumors.
That'd be cool.
But
I've seen bits and pieces of like one of the Rush Hours, but that's one of those shows that I want to watch like all of them all the way. Same with that and Lethal Weapon. Like that is one of the I've seen the first Lethal Weapon, but none of the other ones, and so that's like one of those franchises that I know everyone loves that I need to watch at some time.
Rush Hour?
Well, Lethal Weapon and Rush Hour.
You not watched Rush Hour?
No.
Oh my god!
Just be some pieces.
Hilarious. You have Amazon Prime?
Mm-hmm.
They're both on there.
I think we own all the Rush Hours and like that big case of movies.
Maybe
you gotta watch it. You should watch it tonight. There's some of the funniest comedy between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Dude.
Yeah, it reminds me of Jackie Chan in with Owen Wilson in Shanghai Showdown. I don't know if you guys ever saw those.
I don't know.
But I've seen those.
They're freaking hilarious.
Which was Jackie Chan in doing movies with numbers. Noon.
And Jackie Chan, like, if you
noon?
like
number?
Like, no, like noon.
If you like ridiculous.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
If you like ridiculous
Around
action, that's what Jackie Chan does in his movies.
Okay.
Like, he does insane stunts. And you know it's all him doing it, like, live. So.
Oh, he's insane, dude. Karate Kid. Isn't it time? No. Just checking. No, but yeah.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, it's the monkey.
He's always in freaking karate movies. What the heck?
Yeah, what the...
What have you been watching, Connor?
Let's see. So, I've been playing... I'll start out with what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of Smash. They just... 4.0 update came out with Hero.
Hero?
Yeah, with Hero, and then his stage, some music, and then also the thing I've been playing most, which is Online Tourney, which is an awesome mode. Like, if you are a Smash fan who plays online, like, this is a big bang for your buck, I feel like, because online mode I've been loving. You just play matches, but this actually gives, it's almost like, in a way, like, major quotations here, Smash Bros.'s version of Battle Royale, because it's last man standing. It's a tourney, you go up, you fight your way, try to get all the way to the top, and then you want to be the winner. You know, it's the last one. It's the closest thing I think Smash could be to a Battle Royale, and I've had a blast.
Do you have to watch everybody else play?
No, you can leave as soon as you lose.
But what if you win? Then you have to watch everybody else? Wait till they're done and then to go to your next
No, you just wait. And the matches have a time limit. So they can't go past 3 minutes. So
there's like 20 matches.
Well, I know, but the matches can't go past 3 minutes, so they all end at the same time. Nintendo's very smart with the way they do it.
So you guys all play at the same time?
Yeah, you all play at the same time. Yeah.
So it's not like you don't play a match and then the next match
there's like 4 rounds.
That would suck.
Yeah, no, there's like 4 rounds.
It's just like 6 hours.
And even if you won, you just have to wait till everybody else plays, and then you get the next
It's
round.
honestly, it's like 20 minutes. If you make it to the finals, it's 20 minutes. It's just like a Battle Royale. Like, there's round 1, and then as soon as you finish it, if you win, you go on to round 2, and then everyone starts up round 2, and then round 3, and then the finals. And there's semifinals, and... I don't know. It's really fun. Like, it's totally like a bracket, like in the NFL, like playoffs and stuff like that. Try to get to the Super Bowl essentially and win. And a lot of times the championship is one-on-ones. And what's cool is like Nintendo's trying their best to be like, once again, major quotations here, games of service kind of deal. Like, they're super slow because they're cycling out modes too with the online tourney. Like last week it was one-on-ones. So all the tourney modes were one-on-one. You all the way to the top. This last week was Smash. Just every man for himself, 4 people. And including the championship. And now they're doing a limited time mode right now called Heroes versus Villains, to where you can only play as like a hero or their arch nemesis.
That's cool.
So it's like Mario and Bowser, Samus and Dark Samus, Link and Ganondorf. And like literally it's cool because you access the character selection screen and those are the only characters available, which is really cool. And like you get spirits based on like the character you play as, or like how far you make it. Like you get better spirits. Like the farther you make it into the tourney, the more spirits you get, or like the better.
That's kind of cool.
Get. It's really cool. I'm having a blast with it. If you're a major Smash fan like me, hairball. Then it's definitely worth trying out, I think. But anyway, yeah.
Nice.
What have you been playing, Tanner?
I've been playing a lot of Skyrim, actually. Played on my Switch a lot. I re-downloaded it on the Xbox and got like mods and stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking fun. I have this mod where you automatically decapitate everyone. And I got lightsabers.
I ruined one of my loads for it.
Yeah, you can.
So you can do mods on the Xbox One version of Skyrim?
Mm-hmm. It's cool. Easy to go back, though. All you have to do is, next to the save, it'll say mod. You can just delete all the mod saves, and then it'll go right back.
I screwed something up, though, and I think I deleted the previous one. I can't do it.
But it's freaking hilarious. Like,
what's the problem with doing mods? Can you not?
You can't get achievements. Plus, like sometimes you download mods, and you're like, this one looks cool, and it makes your character so OP that you're just like one hitting everybody.
or it sometimes it can make it not fun because it's like literally the easiest thing. Or it can crash.
Or like your health will increase to a point where it's like you can just sit there and take damage from a dragon and not even pause the game. Well, yeah, food and like.
And you sign a thing like with you press I agree at the beginning because it can like crash your game.
Can like, ruin your system.
Yeah, like literally one time
the frick, really?
Like the reason I stopped playing Skyrim originally when I first got mods is because I downloaded a mod and it literally every time I booted up Skyrim it would just crash. It would even if I tried to get rid of the mod. So I had to just wait a couple months until the mod either got deleted or whatever. But yeah, I've been freaking loving it, dude. Because like I made sure I didn't want to be too OP. I didn't want one hit, so I have normal damage. But every time I kill someone, like finish them, I get them on the ground with my lightsabers. I have a freaking like flaming horse that I ride, and it goes like really fast because I did get a fast mod. Where the game doesn't even load in. I like get from Whiterun to freaking Windhelm in like 1 second. Like the game like struggles to load in. It's like shoot.
Classic Skyrim. I see the textures loading in everywhere.
I got this one mod. It's called like Alchemist's Extensions, and it's like there's like 300 new spells. There's a spell where you can literally craft a bridge. Like throw a bridge down. It's so sick. There's one where you can like build like a wall like in front of you. So you can like put a wall in front of you and you can build a base.
So you play Fortnite?
But it's actually super dope because I didn't know that kind of stuff was possible. And then I've been playing a lot of Fortnite just because the new season came out, season 10 with the freaking mechs. By the way, we got to talk about
Heard about that. A lot of new updates recently with stuff that's OP because OP mechs in Fortnite and then Hero is really OP.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought he was just another sword character.
No,
so it was like,
he's got this move called Thwack. It's a one-hit kill.
It's a one-hit kill. Like, he has... So, his down B has literally 30 random options it can choose, and one of them is a one-hit kill. Like, if you land it, they die. They could be at 0%, and you could get a kill.
There's one called Zoom, where you literally just...
if you're off the side of the map and about to die, you can just do Zoom, and you'll just pop right back to the stage.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah. So, like, I think there's definitely going to be balance issues with him that they're going to fix. But
they probably just won't allow him in the competitive.
And honestly, you go on online tourney right now, and everyone's playing as Hero. I've, like, worked out a system to where I know how to beat him now. But, like, to start, it was insane. Like, everyone just playing as Hero. I would win every time because I just spam his over B, which is, like, this lightning strike that destroys people.
Yeah. And his over A has sometimes the ability to do a critical.
Possible, yeah.
So it can just, like...
So, like, Little Mac has this move where if he has his thing charged up, you can get a knockout. It's like a KO no matter what. Hero has a random chance of that happening with a sword swing. Like, you could just do a sword swing and happen to get a critical hit, and they're at, like, 10% and kill him. It's insane. But
yeah, on Fortnite, it's pretty nuts. I mean, we got Season 10. Season 10's really cool. It kind of went back in time. Something people have been wanting. We got Dusty Depot back. Do you remember Dusty Depot?
They like both a ton of areas just came back, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, so it's slowly going back. It's actually a really cool system. Me and Connor were talking about how if they were smart, they should have made it so the original map was there day one, because it made a lot of people disappointed because day one there was only one different thing and it was Dusty Depot instead of Divot. It would have been sick. From day one, everything was like season one. There was no tilted towers, no nothing. But they're slowly doing that. So there's like these rift locations right now. Tilted towers turned into Tilted Town, and it's like a western town, and you can't build, you can't break,
you can't build.
You can't build. Like there's a bubble around Tilted Town. You can't build or break. So you guys would love it because all you have to do is aim. You just have to know how
But that's just one area on the map, though.
So all of Tilted Town you can't build in, which is really cool. Me and Parker had this
Parker
game.
hates going there.
Oh, he hates it. No, we had this one game where the circle ended in Tilted Town. It was so fun. Because there's so many people who don't know how to play. Because, look, there's all these 12-year-old kids. They don't know how to play. They just know how to build, right? They know how to shoot you and then put a wall in front of you and then edit it and shoot you again, right? But I know how to aim. So I freaking wreck in Tilted Town, dude. Like, I landed there and got like 8 kills because all these kids, you can see them pull out their papers to build,
pickaxing. They're like
you can see because they'll start jumping and they're not doing anything because they're trying to build. And I'm just like, no, I'm shooting.
That's honestly the hardest thing for me. Like when I do play Fortnite with you guys, it's like I don't know how to build at all.
And so
it is a very easy system if you really decide to learn it.
I'm sure if I dedicated myself to it for sure.
And here's the thing: is like I'm not nearly as good as half these people. Like Parker's nuts. Like I build just because I have to, but if I didn't have to, I wouldn't want to. But it's super fun. And so they're slowly doing that with each location. Like, it'll go back to its original state. But, like, the mechs, dude, it's insane. It's literally nuts. Like, you guys know there was, like, Thanos in Fortnite. And then there was the Infinity Sword. And everyone's like, what the heck? These are super overpowered. There's double pump and all this crap. It's literally all those in one. Like, it's a mech that shoots 10 missiles that do 50 damage apiece. It's got a shotgun in the other hand, and it can stomp. And the stomp does 70 damage. And it can break every build. It has 1,000 life. And it can jump and boost away if you try to get close enough. So it's insane. There's 3 that drop the first circle. 3 that drop the second circle, 3 more that drop the next circle. So you can literally be in a mech and just jump to the next one if it's weak and get in that one. Self-destruct the other one, and then it's insane. Like, and they're not gonna vault it because like they really like it. So, but they could really nerf it. It's gonna make a lot of people leave the game. Like I know there's a lot of Fortnite creators that are going to Minecraft. They're just like playing Minecraft now because
but dude, they're gonna nerf it.
It's ridiculous. Like
Fortnite always listens to their community.
It's unplayable. Like there's no way you can can past it, huh?
Fortnite always seems to listen to their
community. Oh, they do, yeah, and they always do. They already claimed though that they're not gonna vault it. I think that they'll just nerf it to the ground. Have like 10 health, you just shoot it once, it's dead. I don't know, but
we could talk about Apex. Oh, sorry, no, hold on. I played Madden.
Madden 20. Yeah.
Madden 20. It came out last week, and it's the same as Madden 19. Mm-hmm. So I won't go too much into it.
Wait, you guys can talk about that for a second.
Okay. I'll talk about actually something I've been watching that I recommend for people to check out. If you have Netflix, which I imagine most people do. It's not a Netflix original or anything, but it's called Snowpiercer.
I've watched that.
Oh, you've watched it? Yeah, with Chris Evans.
It's a good show.
I watched it a couple nights ago. I really liked it. I loved the whole
with the train, right?
Yeah, the train. If you don't know, like, without spoiling anything, like the basic idea of it is that there's like people who are like the world has basically froze over because of
global warming.
It was like a toxin to prevent global warming or something like that. But the only survivors are on this train that's just going around the world or something like that. And there's like Chris Evans and these people that are like the poor people live in the back of the train, and then like the rich people live in the front of the train, or like the upper class or whatever you want to call them. And the entire movie is about Chris Evans and these people trying to get up to the front of the train to like make a change because they're like literally eating like disgusting.
It's like cockroaches.
It's gross. Yeah, it's really gross. But I don't want to spoil too much, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like especially all the payoff and ending, and like this movie is not afraid to go crazy with their characters. Like a lot of movies are super protective, like without spoiling anything. Like, a lot of characters are in a lot of movies are like super protected. Like, you know they're not going to die. This movie, like, I feel like anyone can die. Anyone can die.
Yep.
Like, and you'll see when you watch the movie, like, there's some insane choices. I'm like, holy crap! I can't believe they just did that right now. Not even halfway through the movie. But yeah, I really liked that. Recommend that if you have Netflix. And then I also watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is the new Quentin Tarantino movie. Just came out a couple weeks ago.
Is Quentin Tarantino the one that's like, I'm only going to make 8 movies in my whole career?
Yeah, 10 is what he's going for. And this was his 9th, so he's apparently only going to have one more. We'll see if that happens. I mean, all they have to do is throw a paycheck his way and maybe he'll change his mind. But yeah, this movie was awesome. I love Quentin Tarantino. He's one of my favorite directors. If you know Quentin Tarantino, he's like super ultra violent in most of his movies. That's like what he's kind of known for. Super bloody, super vulgar. And this movie, out of all of his movies, so like for most of the movie is like completely tame. It's really crazy. Like, if you know Quentin Tarantino, most of this movie doesn't feel like Tarantino at all. There's a few moments in it that, things get, Tarantino level without spoiling anything. But for the most part, super tame, super clean until certain moments in the plot. But I really enjoyed this. The acting is amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think it's his first role since Revenant when he won the Oscar. Like, he won the Oscar a few years ago and just decided to take a break. Yeah, he was like, I'm done. Yeah, but this is his first movie back, and he is so good, dude. Like, he is literally probably, like, I don't know. In my opinion, he might be the greatest actor living right now, because he totally encapsulates himself in these roles. Like, there's a scene in the movie where he's acting in an movie. Like, he's an actor in an acting movie? Yeah, he's an actor in the movie, and he's acting in another movie in this movie that you're watching. So it's like acting Inception. And he's so good because he's playing the role of a cowboy, and so he's acting as like this outlaw cowboy. And there's moments where he forgets his line and stuff, and he has to turn to the director and be like, "What's my line again?" And he's like playing the character he's playing in the movie.
Yeah,
it's really confusing, but he's so good. He does it so naturally and makes it look so easy. And Brad Pitt's in it too, and Brad Pitt is amazing. Like, Brad Pitt's one of those actors that I always forget what a good actor he can be, because a lot of the times he's kind of known as just like the pretty boy,
pretty guy that's
like the tough guy who's pretty or whatever. But like, he is actually a phenomenal actor, especially in this. He really shows off his acting chops. He's actually really funny in some parts too. Same with Leo. And then Margot Robbie is great, of course. Lots of great actors in this, but I really enjoyed that. Recommend that if you are... Well, Tanner gets some trolley things real fast. But I highly recommend Once Upon a Time in Hollywood if you get the chance to check it out in theaters. If not, check it out on home video. And then... Last but not least, I've watched a lot more, but I won't go into all of them because I watch a lot of movies. But the other one I want to bring up is I watched The Neon Demon, which is on Amazon Prime. It's a Nicholas Winding Refn, I think is how you say his name. I could have said that wrong, but I love him as a director. He directed one of my favorite movies of all time called Drive. I wanted to check this movie out because I want to watch all of his catalog and his reel, but this movie is like so disgusting at a certain point. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything because I don't want to give anything away in this movie. But oh my gosh, I rarely leave movies where I'm feeling like just disgusted. But this movie, I was like, oh my.
You went to see it?
No, I watched it on Amazon Prime. But
what's it called?
The Neon Demon.
Okay.
It has Elle Fanning in it, and Keanu Reeves is in it too, actually. But
Keanu Reeves.
And Keanu Reeves plays a totally kind of different role, which is awesome. He's like this really a-hole like apartment manager. But are you hearing a voice? Where's that coming from? But yeah, I don't necessarily recommend The Neon Demon for people because it's super dark, especially by the end. But it's definitely not a movie I recommend for everyone. But if you want to see something insane, like watch this movie because it gets insane. The ending is not what I would have expected at all for this movie. But yeah, Neon Demon. Anyway, anything else you guys been watching or playing? Oh, Apex.
Yeah, Apex.
Talk about Apex.
Well, real quick before we go into Apex, I've been playing Destiny 2. Right now, it's the Solstice of Heroes. Mm-hmm. It's actually a really cool event. They kind of like harken back to the beginning of the game, so you got like replay all the missions.
When it was bad.
When it was bad. Yeah. But it's actually really cool. They have like this whole new zone called the EAZ. It's like really fun. So I've been playing that a lot just because it's a super hard grind to get the armor set. So I've been trying to grind to get it.
Love grinding.
Nice.
I do love grinding.
Love that grind.
But yeah, Apex.
Yeah, Apex. We last time we talked about this, we transitioned into Apex esport players. Basically, we are gods at Apex. Just so you guys know.
Gods.
For real.
No, I'm kidding.
We all end games with like 3 kills.
Yeah. No, I'm totally joking. But we actually have been getting wins.
Yeah,
it's
like
insane.
we win.
We have 24
consistently. We win consistently.
Like, we have 11. Like 11 or
it's 20 something now.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
This season?
Uh-huh.
I think it's like 16.
Because Hazen has 24.
I have lifetime wins though, because we won before. We won like 8 times before.
Yeah.
I guess true.
Season 1 we won like at least 8, I think.
No, we have more than that. We have like
no, I know. I'm saying from season 1.
Oh,
or not season 1, season 0. Yeah, whatever. It's so confusing.
The season 2 we have like 12.
Season 2 we have. Season 1 we had nothing.
Yeah, we didn't have any. We didn't play at all.
But yeah, we're
actually good at a battle royale together.
Yeah, it's nice. Once again, we love these 3-player games.
Now, when we say good, as a loose term, we're better than we thought we were.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say we're better than 50%.
We've been doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
We don't have 100 wins.
Obviously, we're not like gods at this game, but
we don't have like
we've been doing really good.
wins.
Like I've been super impressed with us.
Oh yeah,
because we've been actually getting wins. And,
we
like,
get 1 or 2 wins like every single time we play.
Mm-hmm, at least.
We got 3
the other night.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
But what do you guys think of the state of Apex where it's at?
I like it.
Well,
look, I like the play. I don't like
the gameplay.
No, yeah, I love the way it feels and the way they've.
See, the thing is, the gameplay always felt good from the very first. It's been good. Their battle pass improved season 2, but the thing is, they're not adding anything.
Yeah,
no.
It's like I don't know why they're not learning from Fortnite.
Yeah,
I will say,
and like
they added
a gun.
They added more to the map than I thought. Because there was like the whole new cage area. There's like the whole new edges. There's like all those new little houses, but not nearly as much as.
But generally, it looks the same.
Yeah, it's the same like color scheme and whatnot. Like I want something crazy.
I want a new gun.
Here's what I will say:
a new legend every month or so.
If you go off of what Connor was saying the first time we talked about Apex, as far as its lifespan, Season 2 Fortnite at this time wasn't doing too much. Its Battle Pass was significantly better than Apex is right now. Season 2 Battle Pass had like 3 purple skins, 1 legendary, and 2 blues, and like a bunch of other ones. This has 2 legendaries, and that's it. A bunch of whites.
I know one of the problems with Apex, though, like them actually getting new content out, is they've had to deal with like cheaters. Yeah. So they've had a lot of cheating happen, and they've had to like crack down on that because
like the hacking and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not even hacking, but they've had like people with like shooting mods or people with like instant headshots or something. Like we had a couple people that we recorded once that like they shot us and like we were dead in like 2.
Oh yeah, no, we've had because like we were like okay, we know the devotion.
That reminds me real fast. Don't play Black Ops 2 multiplayer right now.
Oh my gosh, we were playing the other a couple weeks ago. And
I was just thinking about that. We were literally across the map and getting sniped or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Anyway, what?
No, like we know that in the game there's guns like the Devotion and the Alternator with the mod and the Peacekeeper, but we were literally getting 2-shot headshot with like a machine gun with gold armor, purple armor. Like it's insane. So I think that's right what you're saying. Like
they've had major issues with cheating in the game. So that's what's slowing them down content wise.
But I do feel like
I would just love for them to add like an area in the so. I'd say in the middle of the map is the most forgettable. I'd say.
Yeah, it's just like swamps.
Yeah, it's just like swamp. Like bunker.
Yeah,
there's
like
bunker, which is the best part, and then
market.
The rest.
Everything
of that
around
area,
that though is the same.
Yeah, it just looks the same visually and everything.
It's kind of like the weird deserty kind of swampy.
Yeah, I want them to for the next season. Like I want them to go hard. It would be awesome if they were like, hey, a nuke just dropped in the middle of the map, right next to bunker. That entire area is completely changed.
Except bunker.
And there's like colors and like just insane stuff. Like imagine if they put like a grind type map or like a not grind. What's the one on Black Ops 2? All the color, the paintball one.
Oh yeah.
I can't think. Just something like
range.
something visually insane looking. Like, just like something that's this giant craft just landed right here. Go check out this new tower.
You look at the animal crushed the whole middle of the map.
The animal just fell over. You can now explore its carcass and go inside.
They added those big animals, and they don't do anything. Yeah. They don't walk around. They go
step.
They just get in the freaking way when you're jumping.
You can't freaking Lifeline can't zipline to him like everything else in the game.
Yeah.
Or not Pathfinder.
And the big thing they had to happen this season was that big radar thing fell. And it didn't really do anything. Like, have you noticed that?
I didn't even notice that.
There was like a big tower that fell, but like it didn't do anything. Like it was like a little.
Can you even go on it?
No, it was like a radar dish that had like fallen, and it didn't change the map at all. But like if you look at history as far as like season 3s go, or at this point in the game, at this point with PUBG they added a brand new map, the whole new desert map. Fortnite added tilted towers, risky rails, all those crazy. Remember, season 3 of Fortnite was huge. Yeah, they added so much to the game. That's this point. Season 3, we still have 2 months until season 3.
That's crazy.
Nuts.
So October,
almost 4 months.
Oh my gosh,
they're almost 4 month long.
Late October, or mid October, early October.
I mean, I've been enjoying myself playing with you guys.
It has. It's been really fun playing with friends.
Yeah.
So I'm not in like a rush.
3 people, but like. Because the gameplay feels so good. Like, honestly, Respawn is so good at gameplay. I mean, they need to work on sound, obviously. Like we talked about.
The audio's garbage.
But gameplay-wise, amazing. I would just love, though, to have a reason to come back for something visually crazy about the map that changes.
Oh, yeah, like you said, like, imagine if a bigger monster came in to destroy the other monsters and cut the map in half, and there's a big waterway now.
With like between. A few bridges.
And there's like
bridges. You can swim under there.
And the entire map is like segregated, and there's like ships now that you can like command. There's like actual like little boats that you can get in all together, and one person can control them while the other two kind of like watch. Like they could
have a sentry gun on there or something.
They could do so much.
Add some stuff like crazy stuff. Go like Fortnite level where there's sentry guns or something like at certain posts.
It's not enough that season 1 they added dragons with boxes, and then season 2 they added big monsters on the thing. Like, that's not enough. Like, no. And then one gun a season and one hero a season is insane. Especially if these seasons are 4 months.
It's not that hard to balance these heroes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, they have 2 moves.
Yeah, they have 2 moves.
Like, it's not like Smash Bros. Here. Like, Smash Bros. They have 50 moves. And, like, so, like, these characters have 2 differences. And
we talked about
Ultimate and their RP. It's like...
Otherwise, they literally move at the same speed. They may not look it, but they do move at the same speed.
In our first Apex episode, which I think was like our episode 3 or 4 even, we talked about how they could easily make carbon copies of other characters with a slight difference.
Yeah.
They could make a character where they have Pathfinder's LB zipline and then Lifeline's care package and just call them something different. That's enough variety to make me satisfied.
Honestly, just copy Smash Bros. And do Echo characters.
Just do Echoes.
Like do that. Like have a Pathfinder who looks kind of different, but instead of the
he's a bigger bulky.
He has a care package.
Yeah, and like he's more of like a bigger bulky looking robot, and like that is enough to satisfy a fan base. I know fan bases. I've been with Destinies now for so long and Fortnites. Anything satisfies fan bases when it's something so small added in.
Add anything to the game.
Oh yeah,
because they don't add anything. Right now.
Like,
there's an event. There's an event starting next week. But other than that, like that's it.
Imagine
what's the event?
So there's solos, and then there's some new skins coming together.
No, so there's one new skin. It's Pathfinder skin.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It looks really cool.
I'm definitely gonna get it.
So there's literally the event. Like, you know how Fortnite has Fortnightmares, where they add a bunch of zombies and a bunch of new skins? No, they added solos for a week, and there's a new skin for Pathfinder.
Honestly, Apex doesn't seem like the type of game that I personally would want to play solo.
No.
I mean, I know people do. I'm just saying, like, me personally, I don't want
to. To quote Shroud on this, Shroud's like the biggest Apex player. He said that solos are most likely going to fail. Because to balance the team
aspect of this game is really good.
Well, and to balance the heroes. Heroes, the reason this game works so well is because the heroes work so well with each other.
Well.
And having one... Look, if it's solos, everybody's going to be Wraith. Everybody's going to be...
Wraith or Pathfinder.
Well, and like
there's nobody,
movement speed.
Why would you be anybody else?
Well, think about being Lifeline, for example. You have the care packages, but in terms of attacks, you have nothing.
No, and
you can't revive anyone.
The healing
you don't have your revive shield. You can't heal. You're healing faster.
Your passive thing is kind of pointless. There's so many heroes that are going to fail, and Shroud put it perfectly. He's like, look, people are going to get bored of it, and they're just going to go back to the normal mode. because that's more fun. There's a reason. The reason it took them so long to add this solo mode because it's not going to work. You know, I mean, I'd love to see them try. Maybe they could do something different with it. But I agree with you. I wouldn't want to play Apex solo. Yeah, I don't think that'd be very fun. Mm-mm. You know,
they'd have to have something.
I'll probably try it, but otherwise, like no. I'd rather play with you guys. Like, talking while we're playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that's my main reason for playing Apex is I just like to play it with you guys.
Well, and even with Fortnite, like Fortnite, still to this day, like
I know, it's so sweet.
Still to this day, like Fortnite solos isn't appealing to me anymore. Like even last night, I was trying so hard to try to enjoy it solo, and I was like raging because it's so stupid. Like it wasn't fun. Literally, I only play Fortnite.
If you're playing a game solo, I feel like you have to be really good at it.
Or it has to be a game that appeals to solo.
Well, that's the thing, because it's like, for example, Smash Bros. The online, I'm playing by myself, right? Yeah. The reason why I love it so much is because, you know, not to like toot my own horn or anything like that. Like I can compete.
And other people would hold you back.
Yeah, well, no, not that. It's just if they had multiplayer mode, I'd play it. But what I'm saying is like, I can compete solo in Smash Bros. And that's what most of the online is. So I'm fine with that. But like, for example, Fortnite or Apex, I don't think I'm good enough at those games to compete by myself to where I wouldn't have that much fun. Like, I have more fun with you guys as a squad because I know if us together, we compete. We're good at Apex.
Well, and me and Hasten have different views on this, but, like, for me, it's Destiny. Like, Destiny is way fun with people. Like, I love playing with like, friends and Hasten and stuff, but, like, I totally fine playing Destiny alone. It's a game that appeals to me because you can do everything alone. There's a campaign, there's all this other stuff, you know. But, like, I don't know. Apex, Fortnite, it's just like I don't want to play it alone. You know, it's more of a friend playing game.
If I was like amazing at Fortnite, I would love to play solo or like.
Well, see, you would for a bit. See, that's how I was up until now. Like up until probably season 8, I was like all for playing solos. But like I don't know, it kind of just hits you where you're like, I don't know, you try too hard, you don't talk, you can't listen to videos because you have to listen. It's like I don't know, it's really hard to enjoy it when you're playing solos now.
Well, there's a whole nother topic we could jump into with this that I don't want it right now because I was gonna. Me and Hasten were talking about before the podcast about how everyone kind of has a game that they play that's really the same thing over and over, even though they might not like
Smash Brothers,
like Battle Royale, Fortnite. So it's like we'll save that for another time because it's a whole nother discussion. But it's just interesting that like
you get hooked on a game,
you get hooked on something, and then even though it's like you're literally doing the
same.
Yeah, in a different fashion. I get there's differences every time you play it, but like for
the most part,
the objective
mechanically,
the objective is the same of Battle Royale. You try to be the last one standing. Objective is the same as Smash.
The mechanics, it's the exact same mechanics.
Yeah, NBA or Madden, you're trying to win. Like it's the same objective every time. Anyway, anything else you guys have been playing or watching, or should we wrap this episode up?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well,
you've been playing Pokemon Go.
Oh yeah,
Hasten,
sorry. Yeah. I've been obsessed with Pokemon Go.
Once again,
Hasten wants to go to Japan just because of Pokemon
right back
Go.
Not just because of Pokemon Go.
I know.
But I've been playing Pokemon Go a lot, and a lot of people forget like how big the community really is. Because it's insane. Like it really is still like it's not as big as the day one. Because remember day one when we went to the park and it was just like everyone was just looking at their phone or driving in circles.
I've seen memes where they're like, when Pokemon Go came out, there was a week where the world was at peace. Like everyone just playing Pokemon Go. The world was at peace. Everyone was playing Pokemon Go. Like everyone was walking, being friends with each other.
People were talking to people.
Wondrous time.
Like had somebody
like you came on the raid day and you kind of seen it with us.
Yeah.
Like when we went on that raid day and we're just like talking with these random people. It's like
people like normally don't come out of their houses or ever talk to people, but this game actually makes people like come up and just be like, hey, you doing the raid?
You guys doing the raid? You might wait for us? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And we pulled up to that one church or whatever, and then a guy just happened to come up and like literally
approached our car.
Just like, hey, there's another raid or something. Like
we could have totally not been doing the raid, and we could have
just been chilling. And it's cool though,
and they've added so much. They've added trading, they've added PvP, they've added 4 different generations.
If you
of
haven't played since day one, you got raiding now. You got all the new gym battles. You got the PvP. You got Team Rocket. You got trading. Like you got shinies. You got
shinies are in
tons. You got all the new generations. Like you're saying, what are we on? Gen 4 now.
Gen 4, Gen 5 is rumored to come out soon. So like they just keep
hundreds
coming out
of
with
new
stuff.
Pokemon.
They're working on Gen 8 right now. So.
We should do a Pokemon Go episode, actually, because there's a lot to talk about with this game, because it's interesting, because it's such a phenomenon and it's like so perfect the way it works, but like also there's not really much gameplay. You know what I mean?
No, it's
like it's weird that it's
more
so
just
popular,
like
there is now though. They added with PvP. They added a whole system where you have to like make patterns on your phone to actually compete with anything. Yeah.
See, that's why I'd like to talk about it because there's even stuff that I don't even know about.
But like you're right. Like before, it's very much just like
before. Yes, it was like when you did a raid. It's just still when you do a raid, it's
just tap.
Or even just.
But then that's the thing though. You should be playing this with friends. You should be talking to them while you're doing this.
Well, even before
it's a social game.
Mm-hmm.
Even before raids. Day one, like, it's a very tap and catch game. Like, you just go and you find things and catch them. You know, like, you're right. There's not much gameplay, but I feel like that's why the appeal is so much. Like, you literally just, you're like, I gotta go find a new Pokemon, and it's like my pet. It's weird. Mm-hmm. It's weird how it happens like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna wrap up with just one more movie I just remembered I watched because I just want to shout it out. Under the Silver Lake on Amazon Prime. Also, this movie's been long delayed. It's crazy. With Andrew Garfield. Directed by David Mitchell, the guy who did It Follows. I recommend it. It's very weird. I don't recommend it to everyone because it's very weird, but like if you like weird stuff, I recommend it. I guess I'll say that. Like the music is amazing, good acting, cool set pieces, or like crazy stuff that happens. Holy frig, I'm just remembering stuff. But anyway, check that out. Anything else you guys want to say?
Nope.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us.
Stop. We played Human Fall Flat.
Oh!
Yeah.
Good
Human Fall Flat. This was freaking awesome.
We played for
a good
3 hours. 3 or 4 hours.
The second
to last.
We got to Aztec.
Level. Yeah. It was so much fun.
It's fun.
It was like way fun.
We booted it up and I was like, we're not going to have that much fun. But like,
it was awesome.
If you're not familiar with Human Fall Flat, it's basically, if you've ever heard of Gang Beasts, it's the exact same like
I don't know who makes it, yeah.
Gang Beast style gameplay where
ragdoll.
It's like you're a ragdoll and you have the hardest time controlling, but that's what makes the game fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you're solving puzzles
so funny.
with each other, which is cool.
Even the boring parts were fun.
Because you're grabbing each other and trying to throw each other off the side.
Yeah.
And when you throw someone off the side, you just drop back onto the map on top of each other. And you're just like,
BAM! And it's so funny because, like, for example, we were sitting there on a truck and it's going so slow. And we're still having fun. It's like the boringness of it was funny.
Yeah. Like, there was moments where like we're watching Hasty go up on this thing like a carrier and it's going so slow. All the way up.
He's on a gondola.
Yeah, and we're just watching him. And we're like, could this thing go any slower?
And me and Connor are just sitting there like our characters are like.
And me and Tara are like busy throwing each other off the freaking into the water.
We were trying to get this rock off the top. Yeah.
It's fun. The mechanics are really fun in that game.
It is. It works so well and it's so simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game loads up so quickly and it's like a gigabyte. It's like the simplest.
It's a very small game.
It's the simplest game, but it's so fun.
If you're looking for a good party game with friends, that one I highly recommend.
You can do 8 players actually.
8?
The server, we can do 8 players.
Wow.
Seriously?
I didn't know that.
That's what when we were playing and I was like, it said like make server and it's like how many characters and it's like I can go up to 8.
That would be fun. Like
8 of us.
Yeah, just like
grandma and everybody
throwing each other off cliffs.
Yeah,
we could make an 8-man grab and like hang off the edge.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
You could just make it essentially its own version of Gang Beasts where you're trying to throw each other off the edge. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Anyway, recommend Human Fall Flat. But we thank you guys for joining us this episode. You can follow us on Super Bros Videos on Twitter, Super Basement Bros on Instagram. Also, we're available on all your favorite podcast services, including Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play
Apple
Music,
Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. Sorry, I always mess that up. And our website has all of our episodes as well. SuperBasementBros.com, which is cool. It's literally just that.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything?
Nope.
All right. Well, we thank you guys for joining us. Leave your thoughts and impressions in the comments below. We thank you for your feedback, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.